Five-time NBA champion Miami Heat, the five-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, and Miami Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the price. See to our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai, DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, we'll host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens tonight on Thursday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8:15 from Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat will be in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. Tip-off is at 8:30, and the game can be heard right here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Blue Jays took a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers with a 6-1 win. Game 6 will be in Toronto tomorrow night. The Joe Rose Show begins now.
It's most evident when there's growth in your game without results. And then if you have as a team, we had a monumental step back for a week. So you'll learn everything you need to know following, a month or so straight of, pushing through some hardship. And I think, throughout the week, the people didn't have to tell me where their mind was at or who they were as people on this team. They showed me each and every moment. And so I think I wasn't surprised that the effort and the conviction were there in the game. Obviously as coaches, we'd hoped we could put a game together like that sooner. But beggars can't be choosers. You just work, try to improve, and then you take what your lessons are and understand that teams are either getting better or they're getting worse, and there's only one way or only one direction you really want to be a part of. So we're continuing to work, and they've shown me every day where their minds are at by how they operate in the building.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. Oh, yeah. It is going to be a long but fun Thursday night football game at Hard Rock Stadium. Get you caught up on all the latest news with the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel talking about basically his team getting better. And obviously for the first time this year, took a while, but finally happened in Game 8 where they put together a complete game against the Atlanta Falcons. And now we'll face the Ravens, who are as healthy as they've been all season long. They've had some really good players are on the IR on defense, but offensively, for the first time, they've got just about everybody back. I looked at that lineup, and it looks pretty much it's as good an offensive lineup as they will face all year with Lamar Jackson back at quarterback, and obviously all the weapons that he has. It's balanced. They got two really good tight ends. They've got some really good wide receivers. They got a nice 1-2 punch at running back. They got one of the best, if not the best, fullback in football. Happens to be a 300-pound player, by the way, Patrick Ricard, the fullback. And then defense, they've had some problems, and they get a couple guys back. They get their safety, their linebacker back last week, who are both really, really good football players. So here we go. Dolphins got a little confidence after what happened and playing better, and they're actually pretty healthy after getting hit with a couple of big ones. And last week, Storm Duck now out for the season, but outside of that, they're pretty good shape. So we'll see what happens. Huge game, man. Huge game for both teams. The Ravens at 2-5. I'm sure they're looking. The Steelers play the Colts at the Colts this week, and nobody's better than the Colts right now. They honestly should be undefeated, and so they got the core. They got maybe another one of the offenses, one of the best in the game. And so we'll see what happens, man. We got a lot of stuff. But, hey, I got to start with what happened last night with the Blue Jays. If you just turn the game on right at the start, you got to see something you may never see again in a World Series. You got to see back-to-back home runs, but even that, it was 3 pitches. I've never seen it. First pitch, home run, and then Vladdy Guerrero comes up, and 2 pitches later, he hits a home run to left field, both in left field. So they're up 2-0 after 3 pitches, and that wasn't the story. I thought, well, this can be interesting as long as I can stay awake. But they throw out a rookie pitcher, first-round pick last year, Trey Yesavage, 7 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts. Unbelievable the way he was, and he was making guys with his splitter, his slider, got a little fastball he throw in there a little bit. Unbelievable. And his story, it all started this year, obviously, his first year in their system. Started single A, went to double A, went to triple A, and then the last 2 weeks of the season gets called up. And here he is pitched against the Yankees in a game, 5 1/3 innings, I think, 11 strikeouts. So now he gets a chance to pitch in a World Series at Dodger Stadium with the series tied at 2-2 and puts together a game. Now all of a sudden everything changes. I mean, this thing, Dodgers were supposed to put this team away, man. They were heavy favorites. And the Blue Jays, after that, we talked about a couple games ago, you go 18 innings and you had chances to win that game, and Freddie Freeman hits a home run. Shohei Ohtani had, one of the great games we've ever seen. And you're thinking that just broke the Blue Jays. No, they've come back and been able to win the next 2 games. And then you get this from a rookie that you called up late in the year, just with no idea he was going to dominate like this. Did it against the Yankees, and then did it again last night in the biggest game of his life that people will now, they'll talk about Yesavage, 22 years old. How long? This is a Josh Beckett kind of thing. Josh Beckett, game 6. Now, he closed it out, which, by the way, when you think of Josh Beckett, you think about, first thing you always think about is game 6 at Yankee Stadium. So I'm not saying it's quite there for this kid, but it is unbelievable. What a great story. And he went through the whole minor league system. The guys in Toronto, they're going through their regular season, staying in nice hotels, flying around in nice planes, playing all over MLB, Major League Baseball. And this kid's on buses, splitting per diem, staying in crappy hotels, single, double, triple A, and they call him up. Obviously very good if they call you up late. And they're going, holy smokes, this he's got some stuff the league hasn't seen him. Well, last night was, his stuff. He made a really good Dodgers offensive lineup that we talk about look really, really bad last night. Incredible. You get one of those, and then the story that came along, and I'll bet you, how many people would you figure after a rookie pitcher, 22 years old, by far, the Yankee game was big. This is different level when you get to World Series. It's like a playoff game then going to a Super Bowl. Completely different feel from the time you walk out or run out on a field. It's just different, man. Bigger. Everybody that likes your sport is watching it to see how the young guy's going to do. His life just changed, number one. And number two, everybody, especially if they close this thing out, and they've got 2 games to do it, that his story and getting up to the big leagues and getting a chance. You think when he started in single A, he's a first-round pick, he started his first year in the minor leagues was thinking, yeah, man, I'll be pitching in the World Series. I'll be starting at Dodger Stadium in a big game where all the guys going, bro, if you don't pitch well, we're probably going to we'll go down 3-2 and we're in trouble. So just a amazing story that makes, again, I said this yesterday, makes sports fun, man. To see that, yeah, Trey Yesavage, unbelievable. He got some support, run support. Vladdy Guerrero will be the MVP if they continue. He had another home run, as I said last night. He's by the way, nobody's talking about him. And by the way, he got paid. Don't think that Vladdy Guerrero didn't get paid. Junior got paid too. And so anyway, that was last night. Heat and Spurs tonight as well. That's going to be a hell of a show. And people starting to talk a little bit about the Heat, not like they are the Spurs, who are undefeated, and their great start. And Wemby's playing out of his mind, and great start for him. But I got to tell you, people are talking about Spo. Coach puts in a system that's perfect for what he has, changes things. And that is a sign of a great coach when you put your guys in a system that's going to allow them to have more success. And I said yesterday it was Jaime Jaquez, and he's one of them for sure, averaging almost 19 points a game off of a real down second year. The guy this has really helped is a guy that we have spent so much time talking about on this show, Bam Adebayo. Bam's not a great one-on-one player. He's just not. He's not a great. And then he comes out. Remember this? We went through this. Well, I didn't really have plays called for me at time because we had Jimmy, we have Tyler. We went through all this stuff. And come on, man, you're getting paid. And come on. Put up, there's a lot of games where he's got 12, 13 points, and he'll throw it. This year, with this run, high-tempo game, it's perfect for an athletic dude like Bam. Bam runs to the basket. Those guys feed him for easy dunks. He's shooting wide open shots. He doesn't have to worry as much about one-on-one because they don't want to play one-on-one. They want to run and get great shots and take them. They're not worried about the running the time clock down, playing half-court basketball. They're getting after it, and everybody's getting good shots, extra pass, better look inside, better look outside, and it's working. And so whenever Spo said, okay, this is what I have, got to figure this out. How do I get the most out of this group? And this system he has put in has allowed some guys to have early, it's just 4 games, a lot of success. So it's fun. People go, hey, man, the Heat are kind of fun to watch here. We're watching the other team. I mean, what they're doing is amazing, trying to win a 3rd Stanley Cup up in Broward County at Jerry's house at Amaranth Bank. But, man, I got to tell you, this Heat story, by the way, what he's done with the guys he has, if this continues, makes Riley look good, makes the front office look good, makes it all works together. Don't get me wrong. You still got to have guys that are good players. You can't score points like that and not have good players. Maybe we should start with that. You just can't throw a bunch of guys out there to go out to that, you just happen to pick up off the street and they're going to be the highest scoring team in the NBA like this. You got to have some skill set. And they have it. They have some guys. But make it a lot easier for any shortcomings these guys might have in their game. This get in really good shape and get ready to run. And if they score, we're going to score faster going back at the other end. And let's see if they can keep it up. We'll play a little defense in between. We'll out-hustle them to the basketball. We'll force turnovers. But we're going to turn into points at the other end. Pretty cool stuff, man. Hey, so we've got a lot more stuff to get to. Brian Baldinger, Baldy, is going to join us, our NFL Odyssey Insider. And we're going to talk about the NFL. We got a couple really good games coming up. We got some great stories. And we'll also talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins. Got a big show for you set up on game day for the Miami Dolphins taking on Lamar Jackson. Yes, he's back. And the Ravens. We'll have all that stuff for you. But first, before we get into that, want to take a minute this morning to tell you it's truck month at your South Florida Chevy dealers. Yeah, they got great deals. They got a lot of trucks, and they got great deals. Bottom line is this. If you're starting to look around, if you're a truck person, you're a truck person. You don't just all of a sudden get a truck for the first time. You've been a truck person. You grew up, and there's a good chance your family only drove trucks around. And if you're looking for one thing about South Florida Chevy dealers, they love their trucks and what they have. I call them durable bad boys, man. Durable Colorados with a standard turbo max engine and impressive torque. Perfect for South Florida. Now let's get into some work. Silverado 1500, always ready, steady, and strong, delivering all the power you could ever need and all the technology needed for a workday workhorse and a weekend warrior. right over to a Silverado HD. Feel confident, boy, with the legendary horsepower and one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, whether it's midsize, full size, or heavy duty truck, really comes down to what you need. We got a custom-made truck absolutely perfect for you. See your South Florida Chevy dealers today or this weekend coming up for outstanding offers going on right now. Here to have Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, with us. Baldy, good morning, brother. How you doing?
Good morning, Joe. Good to be with you, brother. Yeah, everything's. I think this is like the halfway point of the season here, Joe. So we're cruising pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We got an interesting one tomorrow night down here. First of all,
Yep.
Lamar Jackson's back. They get a big win without him, but I love what he did. Tells the equipment guy, hey, take out all the video toy games, the ping pong, get rid of it, the basketball hoop. We're friggin' got to zone in on this thing, and nobody says anything. They're all in because they know he means business. It's awesome. What'd you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look, they've got one shot here, and that's to like put a big streak together. You know, they dug themselves a big crypt, 1-5. They got a bunch of guys back last week, and they played a lot better. Even the backup quarterback, Snoop Huntley, played really good. And so I think Lamar's like on a mission. You know, he wants that Super Bowl ring in the worst way. He hears all the chatter about all the MVPs and how talented he is and all that stuff, and yet, you know, he doesn't have any hardware. And so I think that's his focus right now, is to get after it. And, you know, he's going back to South Florida. You know, he's from there. And so it's always a big deal, guys from South Florida, especially the Stars, being able to go and play in front of a lot of friends and family.
Man, I just doing the boards last night with Flowers and Bateman and Hopkins and the business decision, Derrick Henry, you have to make, and Hill. I mean, that thing's loaded. And they get a 300-pound fullback. He's back. And so it's kind of coming together at the right time. But what about that defense? Is it still shaky, or did you see signs that it's coming around to be a lot better?
Well, Roquan Smith makes a difference. I mean, he was everywhere last week. He had 12 tackles, and every tackle seemed like it was an impact tackle. And he'd missed he missed like 3 or 4 games. So seeing him back in, seeing Kyle Hamilton healthy, he's like their chess piece. You know, they play him everywhere. And so, and then, you know, they traded for some safeties. Alohi Gilman, you know, was back there. And so, you know, he needed a couple weeks to fit in, but, you know, the guy Wiggins got only their second interception all year, but it was a key play against Chicago in the game, and it kind of opened the game up. But, you know, I mean, they've lost some defensive linemen. I've got 3 guys that, you know, are starters on injured reserve now.
Yeah.
So there's no bringing those guys back. But, you know, Kyle Van Noy was back, and this rookie Mike Green is pretty good. And so, you know, I thought they got enough guys back where they weren't just giving up, you know, 35 or 40 points.
I want you to try to explain this to me if you can, how bad the Dolphins were against the Browns. One of the worst games I've seen against a team that's still not very good. And then you look at, they put together one of the best games I've seen in a long, long time, a complete game, ass whooping to the Falcons. How do you explain that? What did you see different that this team puts it together? I was a little worried about it's going to go. That was it after that Browns loss. Yeah, well, they changed the whole running game, Joe. They had a lot of formations with both Ollie Gordon and Devon Achane in there together. They ran a bunch of pin and pull plays where they used Westbrook Akine. You know, it's sort of like the pin guy. If you don't have a guy that can block the edge, you know, a defensive end like Atlanta has, you're not going to get you know, any of the tackles out. But they got some good plays out of that. And so I thought they changed things up in the run game, and they got a run game as a result. You know, even the touchdown to Ollie Gordon, the passing, you know, I mean, they really flooded the zone one way, took a bunch of guys in man coverage out of there, and kind of left them all alone back there. It was good design. I thought Mike did a really good job of redesigning the offense to really create running lanes, you know, without having to just blow guys off the ball. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, I think, and important for everybody. Hey, speaking of that, you know what happens when your teams have 1 or 2 or 3 wins at this point? The old trade deadline. A lot of guys get mentioned next Tuesday at 4:00. Do you expect it to be busy or not? What do you expect over the next 5 days or so?
I think it's going to be busy because I tell you, I mean, there's the teams that are bad are bad. You know, if you're, you know, 2-5, you know, 1-7, whatever, you know, you're at that, and Miami might be, you know, like that. You're kind of looking ahead in some cases. And then, so, you know, the good teams pluck great players or good players from bad teams, and they figure out the contract thing. But, you know, they look like they have a surplus of rich guys in Miami. People need pass rushers, they need corners, Joe, and they need offensive linemen. And so I think, team, we just saw the San Francisco 49ers make a trade with the New England Patriots to get a defensive end. They don't think they're out of it yet in San Francisco, even without the injuries. They wanted more pass rushers. They got Keon White. It was a good deal for San Francisco. And really, he wasn't playing much in New England. And so, it's going to work out good for both teams, I think. But I think it's going to be pretty active, Joe.
Yeah. Matthew, Judon have any – I mean, I look at the pass rusher. We got a veteran group of pass rushers, and he be a guy, does he have enough still left in the tank that you could see somebody trading for him?
I haven't seen Matt do anything since he's been there.
No, he hasn't.
I'm a big Matt Judon fan. Like, I've always complimented him in being a total player, like just unselfish. I thought he could have had a lot more sacks in New England if he wasn't bumping the tight end and doing a lot of contained rushes and things like that. But I just, he's been in this league a long time. I just don't see the juice right now. So I don't think, he's going to have much. I mean, they've got Chop out there. They got to play him. Jalen looks healthier. Chubb is like, Chubb might be a guy that makes a lot of money that is playing okay, but he's not like, he's not the astronaut that he once was.
Yeah. No, a lot of these guys just starting to come back. I just noticed recently those guys have really picked it up. I give them all credit for, you start worrying about guys giving up and pouting and moaning and groaning, and it seems like it's been pretty good so far for this. Hey, I got to ask you, we got a game coming up here, and I hate to do this. Kansas City, who's playing really well, and Buffalo's had a rough stretch until last week, got it together nicely. Kansas City at Buffalo, my God, it's like the league's going to make sure they play each other every year. They've both been good teams. What do you expect in this game?
Kansas City's offense is so good right now. Like, they really have mixed it up, and that's without two starting offensive linemen. This Rashee Rice, he lines up everywhere. He's made a big difference.
Yes, he has.
And then defensively, they can game plan with the best of them. This is, last week's Buffalo offensive line got James Cook going. I mean, he's averaging 6 yards a carry, Joe. And the offensive line is very good. They drafted his kid Jackson Hawes as a tight end. I mean, the guy's a great blocker. And they just, they had a great game last week. I think it's just a question of, can Buffalo's defense slow down Kansas City right now? I don't think they can, Joe. And so then it's up to Josh Allen to just be, Superman out there with the run game and just, being able to keep Mahomes off the field. But, Spags will have his three big linebackers out there trying to, plug the run and slow it down and stop it. So I think it's going to be a pretty good chess match between Andy Reid, and what they have going on in Buffalo. They know each other really, really well. They know that this is just a precursor to the playoffs. And the game is in Buffalo. So, I mean, it has all the makings of a fantastic Sunday afternoon affair.
Brian Baldinger here with us on QAM. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Baldy, the story in New England just gets better and better, and we're kind of slow to say it. Zolak, I talked to him to start the year, and he goes, we still got to figure out if Drake May can play, and he showed signs, but boy, he's playing. He got some confidence now. How good and how far can the Patriots go this year? What could they win the East?
They can, Joe. I mean, they benefited honestly by a really soft schedule. As you look at who they've beaten, and just since they beat Buffalo, I mean, they've beaten New Orleans, Tennessee, and Cleveland. So, but they're winning those games. Now they play Atlanta at home this weekend, and then they go to Tampa. They go to Tampa next weekend, week 10, November 9th, and that's going to really tell you an awful lot. Can Drake May handle the Todd Bowles blitzes, and can they handle Baker Mayfield defensively? But they look like a good team, Joe. They play mistake-free football. Drake May is the highest-rated quarterback in the league. Diggs has made a difference. This kid, Keyshawn Butte, is their deep threat. I mean, they've got everything it takes to be pretty good. They fixed the offensive line with a couple rookies and, a couple free agent signings. And so they look like a very competitive team. But, they've won 5 in a row. They've got a nice 6-2 record. We'll find out, I think, a lot next week when they play Tampa in Tampa.
All right, so I got to ask you about the Colts, man. Colts could easily be undefeated without you and I sitting here exaggerating with it. I mean, it should have been. Anyway,
Yeah.
A lot of people still don't think they're the best team, and I get it. Their quarterback, Daniel Jones, been a great story. They got a great running back. Hell, Baldy, they might have the best offensive line. I did not think I was going to say that, and I saw it firsthand up close.
They're very good. I mean, they drafted these kids, Gonsalves from Pitt and Bortolini from Wisconsin to go with Quentin Nelson. They drafted everybody. I mean, it's a homegrown offensive line. And Quentin Nelson is back to being Quentin Nelson. He's really healthy and good. They drafted as Tyler Warren, who's just an absolute beast. But you know, they've got tight end. They got it all, Joe. I mean, Daniel Jones is playing as good as anybody. They got a great coordinator that knows how to design offense, but they never get away from having great toughness about moving the line of scrimmage, knocking guys off the ball. They can throw it really, really well, but they really, you know, beat you up front with that line. And with Jonathan Taylor, had an 80-yard touchdown run last week. You know, he's probably the MVP of the league right now. And so, you know, between Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor and all the surrounding pieces, that's the best offense I've seen week in, week out. Now, they go to Pittsburgh this week, and they're really, you know, they're leaking some oil. And I'm going to be there, you know, in Pittsburgh for this game this weekend. This will be a good test. On the road, Pittsburgh is reeling. They just made a trade yesterday to try and beef up their defense. I don't know how much that's going to help, but if they go in Pittsburgh and win, like, they're going to be the favorites to win this whole thing.
Hey, don't they need an extra wide receiver? Aren't they? I see them. I see the Steelers playing with one wide receiver who's really good. They got in a trade, but they're playing with a lot of tight ends. Too many. I know they're good. They got a good batch. You think they need another guy, like a number 2 wide receiver, or do you think they have one?
Well, this kid Roman Wilson had a good game last week, and he didn't play last year as a rookie. He got hurt. He's coming on a little bit. It looks like, you know, it's all about, you know, Aaron, does he trust the guy? And,
right,
you know, there's going to be some receivers out there, Rashid Shaheed. Like, I do think they need a true number 2, somebody that's proven themselves in this league. You know, they need to stretch the field a little bit more than they do right now. And so it won't surprise me. They just made a trade yesterday. It won't surprise me to see them. I mean, they brought all these veteran guys in, Jalen Ramsey, Slay, all these guys, and it hadn't really worked out so far. And Aaron, you know, like, I think if you're going to be in, you might as well be all in. So it won't surprise me to see a wide receiver come in there. The trade deadline is next Tuesday. Joe, it won't surprise me to see, you know, them bringing a receiver in here.
The other team with 5 straight wins is the Broncos, man. And speaking of good young quarterbacks, Bo Nix, and by the way, all these young quarterbacks can run. This new batch of quarterbacks, we don't talk enough. The play breaks down. They can run for 20, man. It's more than ever. I've never seen a time in the NFL. We got so many QBs that can take off and go. What do you think of Bo Nix and the Broncos?
I love them. I mean, they put up 44 points last week. Now, I know it's Dallas, and Dallas is, you know, short for no D. I get it. But, you know, they put 33 up against the Giants, and, you know, they put 33 in the fourth quarter, Joe, you know, against the Giants. Like, these young kids that they're playing, this Pat Bryant, 3rd-round pick, this Troy Franklin. I mean, all these, they've kind of hit on everybody. There's R.J. Harvey, the rookie running back. Like, they've drafted exceptionally well. But the key is Bo Nix. Like, he really is a talented. Like, he's off and running now. You know, I mean, he's thrown 15 touchdown passes here, Joe, in these 8 games right now.
Man,
he's taken a big leap from here going to, you know, he's he's run for 3 touchdowns. Like, he's a real force right now. But man, I tell you, they've got and defensively they lead the league in sacks. They really got after Dallas, which was a very good offense until last week. Yeah. And you just kind of saw the blueprint. Like, right, man, they can score and they can defend. Like, them in Kansas City is going to be a pretty good matchup going down the stretch.
Baldy, thank you, brother. I got the trick-or-treaters on their way in here right now. Okay. You can have a chance to get any candy? You going to get a chance to get any candy this year, or you out of that business?
Yeah, no, Joe. I'm probably out at some party Friday night in Miami. So things are going to be pretty good.
Hey, dude. Oh, Baldy. I knew. Are you in South Florida? You spent a few days down here?
But I'm heading down there. I'm going to be at Joya Beach tonight for some function. And I know Friday night, I know I'm going to, My girlfriend's already got the costume picked out. So I'm going to be a pirate.
Oh,
I'll be a pirate out there somewhere.
one day I'm going to catch you down here in my backyard. Thank you, Baldy. Thanks, brother.
All right, Joe. You got it, buddy.
All right. Brian Baldinger, our Odyssey NFL insider.
He's also the host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, I got to talk to you about sports-related injuries. I hate them, man. I hate them. We all hate them. Sooner or later, though, if you're competitive, play team sports, individual sports, it's going to happen. But we have one of the best sports medicine programs in the country, Baptist Health, South Florida. People ask me all the time, where do the pros go? And I go, well, enter Miami, the Heat, the Florida Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, all the teams we've been talking about. They all trust those great doctors and have contracts with them to take care of their teams. They have the top specialists and team doctors that are with them every day. Knee, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. All these specialists, you put them together with this all-star team. And the best news is with these three great facilities, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility in 595 and Pine Island in Plantation, I just want to let you know that all you have to do is visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day for all of us. You can see those same doctors who work on high school, college, and professional athletes every day at Baptist Health, South Florida.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands of
Jackson's back, one of the best players in the NFL, missed the last 3 games. In the first 4 games, Lamar averaged 32 points a game offensively. And he's got all the horses back together. Got his fullback, who's been a Pro Bowl fullback. He's got all his receivers. Looks like their starting offensive line is back. Now, they still got some problems, in my opinion, on defense. It didn't just all get fixed. And they got a couple guys back on defense as well, including a really good linebacker, one of the better linebackers in football, and also one of the better safeties in football are back. They were back last week, actually. So this will be a fun one tonight, and see what happens. The Dolphins, talking about finally putting together. It took a while. It took 8 games, but they finally put together a complete game. I think we were all starting to wonder if it was going to happen. It happened. They did it. All 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Coverage was great. But tonight is a little different deal than what you saw with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. Their offensive line probably a little better than Atlanta's, number one. Derrick Henry is 254 pounds. That's a different little problem. And Lamar Jackson, if he's 100%, he will go down as the greatest running quarterback of all time. That's not even up for debate for me. He's had a couple, 1,000-yard seasons running the football. He's always at 800, 900, except I think the one year where he's injured. But outside of that, listen, he's running again about 7.9 yards per carry this year. And again, he hadn't played the last 3 weeks. And they got a good batch of receivers too. So it's you got to stop the run, though. Definitely starts with stopping the run and then getting after Lamar and staying in your lanes. It's a kind of a unique situation. Kim Bokamper will join us a little bit later on, and he'll talk about staying in your lane and rushing the passer, but not opening up big holes there for him to take off and run for. So we have that. And then for the Dolphins offense tonight, man, it's hopefully more Achane and Gordon together, get Waddle the ball, come up with some new creative things that work so well against Atlanta. Mostly things are all timing. Step and throw it. Step and throw it. Don't hold on to the ball. Step and throw it, and get some guys involved. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Obviously, Achane and Waddle are your top 2 offensive players, and we'll see how Mike dials up some different stuff tonight for that. Against the Baltimore Ravens defense, it's really struggled. Really struggled. And so how much better can they play tonight on Thursday Night Football in this matchup? So important, by the way, for both teams. Now, the Ravens had their bye week, so they're 2-5, and the Miami Dolphins are 2-6 and really can't afford to lose. So many games left, can't afford to lose this game. You basically have to have it. And then the trade deadline is this Tuesday, and seems that everybody I talk to thinks they'll make at least one move. Everybody seems to think they're going to lose a pass rusher. I don't know. Again, I don't think they're going to do anything with any players that are actually getting playing time right now. I just don't think they'll do it. We have seen a few smaller moves that have been made here over the last couple of days, but no big splashes. Nothing, real big so far. And so we'll see. We have a lot of other stuff to get to here. If you're just joining us this morning, Heat and Spurs tonight. Heat go into San Antonio 3-1. The Spurs have not lost a game. They're 4-0. Nice story for them. And then on top of that, the Canes. We'll be talking a lot about this tomorrow. Woody, I find myself once again, don't get caught up with SMU road loss last week to Wake Forest, 13-12. And they've got some losses. Don't get me wrong. SMU has lost some games this year. They don't look as dominant as they were last year. I agree with everybody. But they're going to be jacked up. It's Miami coming to town. and you can't come out and fall behind in this game again. You just can't. And you've had some bad starts the last couple of weeks. You have Stanford 7-7 at the half.
Yeah, when you talk about Dolphins needing this one tonight, the Canes have no more room, man. Their margin for error is completely gone. They lose another game.
Oh, 2 losses.
Not only did they not go to the ACC, but the playoff is out of the picture.
Probably, yes.
And again, it would be imagine how disappointing, Joe, would be to end up in, one of those Pop-Tarts Bowl type
10-2
deals. Yeah.
You were 10-2 in the regular season last year, right? It was 10-2.
Yeah, it was.
Then you lost
at the end,
bowl game, but
yeah.
So, yeah,
but
man.
Like, again, the last 2 seasons, Miami's had enough talent, you would think, to win the ACC. I think certainly this year they have enough talent to win the ACC. These games have proven tricky.
They have, haven't they? It's no longer,
yes.
You looked at it in the first month of the season, you were like, oh, we're going to run all over everybody. And then we go, wait a second. The ACC has not been a run all over it kind of thing for this Canes team. It just has not.
You've beaten teams significantly more talented than SMU, beaten teams more talented than Louisville, but,
And I got to tell you, Rhett Lashley right now is one of the hottest 4 or 5 names in college football. He is. He's done a great job, former offensive coordinator for the University of Miami. He's been a good one.
But there's no excuses on this one, man. No,
I
one was
agree.
like, oh, it's Friday night. It's this, it's that.
Yeah, no.
I know this game's at 11 o'clock local time there.
We had to get up early. Nobody wants to hear any of it.
There's
You're
just
right.
no more.
No,
yeah.
I agree. I'm with you, Woody. So SMU, really interesting team.
Canes are double-digit favorites for whatever that matters. Not that it probably does, but
so SMU's done a couple things that I was just looking at numbers last night. They've got 12 interceptions and 8 fumble recoveries. They got 20 takeaways, Woody. They got 20 takeaways. And listen to this is a crazy one. But their pass defense gives up over 300 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
keep it short, man.
Canes are going to get all over this.
Keep it short, keep it simple in this game, right?
But
no reason to get greedy again.
Got to make the right throws. You can't force it down the field if it's not clearly there. And it's, I get it off a blitz and you don't see anybody in the middle of the field and you want to take a shot. Absolutely. If it's just one-on-one. But if you got a safety anywhere around or last second, some guy sprinting, you just got to read it and be smart. And if they blitz you and you can't pick it up, you've got to you got to hit a outlet receiver, a blitz break-off receiver, and get the ball to him. So, going to be a lot, man. I'm a lot of this going on. Carson Beck, man, is we need you in a big way, man. And you're going to have to make some throws. You're going to have to make some throws in this game. So that's why I was shocked to see that. SMU's defense has 20 takeaways. God, that's a lot of takeaways. Through 7 or 8 games so far. That's
again, the easy way to avoid that is to just keep the short stuff going because it's worked for you. Just get the ball in Malachi's hands and let him do the rest, right?
It can't just be him, but because they're gonna, again, they know what Malachi's doing and they'll try to take him out of the game a little bit, but they're
that's all right. You're not taking that
some
guy
more
out of
guys.
the game.
All right. Well, you double team guys, funny things happen, but you just don't want to force it to a guy. If somebody's trying to double team a guy, you just there's other places to go that you got to trust some guys, and he's got to build up some chemistry with some other guys in the passing game. His tight ends would be a good one to start with. Hey, so anyway, we've got a bunch of other stuff to get to. Got a great performance last night. If you're just joining us and just getting up or didn't get a chance to watch it last night, the Blue Jays get a 6-1 win, but it was the Trey Yesavage story, 22-year-old rookie who'd spent the whole season in the minor leagues, comes up late, a late call-up last night, just pitched unbelievable. 7 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, and then Toronto gets a couple of runs right off the bat to start the game from the first 2 hitters of the game, and they go on to get the win. How about that? So anyway, Blue Jays up 3-2 against the Dodgers, who nobody outside of being a Dodger fan likes them in the United States. Nobody can care for that team. It's impossible. All right. Hey, listen, we got more stuff to get to. 7 o'clock hours coming up. We got a big one tonight. We've got the Heat in action tonight as well in San Antonio. And we got a great story, by the way, with the Florida Panthers. A great story. Somebody that missed a game for just unbelievable. It's just great to see somebody do what one of our players have done. We'll tell you all about it. It's just a little teaser. Got a big weekend of football coming up as well. But right now, I want to take a second and tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. I want to talk about one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. People ask me almost every day, "Wait, Joe, where do the pros go?" Usually when they ask me that, I know what's coming. I go enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins all use the Baptist Health doctors. That's who they go to, the team doctors, as well as, use them when they have surgeries. They've got this unbelievable team they put together of specialists. They got an all-star team of doctors. And I know the next question is always, can you get me in there? I can, but you can get yourself in there. That's why I'm telling you all about it right now. Hey, listen, next time you have an injury, if you know how this works. You're active, you're competitive sooner or later. Doesn't matter if your kids are 10, 11, 12, they're going to get injured. And as we get older, we get injured a lot more. We all know that. But it's nice to have one of the top sports medicine programs in the country right here in our backyard. We have with 3 great facilities, man, to go along with a great doctor, all-star lineup of specialists for every part of the body. And we got great facilities. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island Implantation. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. Make that call. Let's get you healthy. Back out playing the sports you love the most.
Visit the Ral Hyundai at RalHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, who will host the Ravens tonight on Thursday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8:15 from Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat will be in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. Tip-off is at 8:30, and the game can be heard right here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Blue Jays took a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers with a 6-1 win. Game 6 will be in Toronto tomorrow night. Joe, we'll go back to you.
All right, Woody, what a win for the Blue Jays, man. Get 2 games out in L.A. against the Dodgers, 6-1 last night. Rookie pitcher who they called up at the end of the year. What a great story. That story you'll hear about all day today. Rookie guy spent all year, first-round pick now, obviously had ridiculous talent coming out of college. 22 years old, gets the call, goes 7 innings and strikes out 12. Trey Yesavage last night. Can you imagine going through single, double, triple A at the end of the year while you're sitting there in single A baseball on a bus, playing in other small places, staying in crap hotels, eating fast food, eating sandwiches, and at the end of the year, you're pitching in Game 5 of the World Series on the road against the Dodgers and that lineup. And that kid did not blink, did not. I mean, his stuff is nasty, nasty. He made some of the best hitters in baseball, and they got a hell of a lineup. They've all of a sudden have gone a little cold since we stroked Shohei Ohtani pretty good for that game he had. Man, they been a different deal after losing in 18 innings for this Blue Jays team to come back and win a couple. Man, it's just the stories, we have, and when we sit, now everything's under a microscope in today's world, even in sports, not just politics, but sports. And you get a performance like this, and I know they're probably going to go to little places he's played at and getting off the bus and getting home at 3 or 4 in the morning to go stay in an apartment with 6 roommates at, where he started, the whole thing. And here you are, man, getting a start. Got called up late in the year, couple weeks left in the season. And, you bring some guys up, see if you got anything there to give you, help. Everybody's looking for good arms, and he obviously has one if you saw his stuff last night. But really cool story, man. Really, really cool. 2024, 20th pick in the first round. So, again, he first-round pick. But, boy, did they hit a jackpot. Probably earlier than they thought they were, even for a guy, not in high school, a little tougher deal, but a guy from college to the pros to the big leagues. Unbelievable story. Just a really, really cool story. And I always say, man, those stories are kind of get you back. We got a few of those today. And we'll see what happens tonight. Lamar Jackson, what's he going to look like? He's missed the last 3 games. How healthy is he with that right hamstring that he's missed the last month because of bye week? He missed that too. So he's been out for 4 weeks. And he comes back, and he's basically told his team he's thrown away all the toys for the break room, and told them they're all out. This is all football now, man. We're down to 2.5 months of football. We're going to need everybody's best, and it starts. So he's coming back home. He's a Broward guy, born and raised, and went to school a little further north. But I don't know exactly how that story happened, by the way, because people that know him have said, no, he's a Broward guy. So, okay. Well, anyway, whatever it is, he's a 2-time MVP, and he's one of the best players. He was off to a great start this year, even though their team wasn't, because they get outscored a lot. The defense has had problems. So, should be a fun game to watch, man. Can Miami look like they did against Atlanta? Can they put in some new wrinkles? And they seem to be going basically the same guys they had a week ago, so they didn't lose too many guys. Julian Hill still not able to play, but Mike dialed up a great game plan and called the right plays, the right time last week. And now we got Thursday night football with 2 teams that really can't afford another loss. Now
This is such a strange game too tonight, isn't it? Like trying to pick which Dolphin team is going to show up.
Well, it's not that. It's just that you look at
tough,
this.
Man.
So for me, by the way, you're right.
Because I'm listening, driving in, and the guy's like, well, I'm taking the Dolphins on the points. I think they're going to have another game like that. But it's like you could see both things happening, right? You could see the Dolphins stepping up
So
and
they
playing
asked,
that same kind of game. We could
Yeah.
also see the Ravens just hanging 50 on them and just
so
that being that. But
I look, they got all their guys back on offense. This looks like opening day offense for
yeah,
Lamar Jackson being back and everything.
you buy into any of that stuff Lamar's saying all week about, no more video games or whatever. And
I think he just
Does that
wanted to
matter?
make sure.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but they did it last week and it worked. So, they got the win. He did it while he didn't even play in the game, and he did it before that game, the start the week against Chicago, and said, hey, man, no more, guys. I'm calling the shot here. I'm taking everything out. By the way, you better be a damn good player. How many guys in how many NFL cities could tell their team, I'm taking everything out? First of all, you got to be – it's not about being respected. It's about being the best player on the friggin' team for sure, right? Mahomes could get away with it because I could see Mahomes saying, hey, guys, we got to get rid of stuff. And Kelsey I got his back. He's right.
you got to be a damn good quarterback.
But you got to be really good to say all the toys and go, man, we got the ping pong. Because, everybody ranks the ping pong players and they're competitive. Like, the ping pong too? No. You got time to play ping pong. You got time to go out there and watch some more tape.
You got a couple guys coming home tonight that want to put on a show.
Well, that's always there. And by the way, Woody, I think that holds water. I'm with you. Zay Flowers coming back, went to university school where the Miami Dolphins, right next to where the Miami Dolphins used to practice. He ends up being a first-round pick. And by the way, a damn good player. Damn good player. They got a bunch of first-round picks. They've hit on. They just have not been able to play. This is new to them, being this bad with all these injuries. But they've had home field a couple of times here in recent years for the playoffs, meaning they had the best record in the AFC, and teams have been able to go there and beat them. Kansas City, the most recent team that went there, and Zay Flowers had a game he'd like to forget about. Remember that? And a bad Lamar Jackson interception and the whole thing. So, I'm kind of curious, man. Their window's kind of running out here, keeping all these guys together. And to see what it's going to look like. And then defensively, they've had their problems. They've had lots and lots of problems.
You know what's crazy, though, too, is that there's probably a scenario where between Lamar and Josh, one of them doesn't win a Super Bowl, right?
Yes. There's a chance.
Because those guys are not going to be able to play forever the way that they play.
No, but they're going to be around for a while, man.
They're around.
All these guys are going to play.
But eventually, that stuff takes its toll, man. We saw with the guy who keeps yelling on TV, but Cam Newton. Remember how he slowed down after taking all those hits?
He did. He took a lot of hits. Now he took a lot of direct shots because he's a big man. He's like Derrick Henry. That was a big guy. I mean, he was big, and they used him down on the 5-yard line as basically a Larry Zonka with blockers out in front of him. And he did. He took a lot of shots.
Mahomes is giving up on sliding too, though.
But have you noticed?
He'll put his shoulder down now.
He has, but have you noticed that Mahomes runs a lot more late in the year and playoffs? Once the playoffs, then it's like whatever the over-under is on running, whatever his yards are, just go over.
Look at you, smart bet.
He's gonna take off and run, especially the bigger the game late in the season.
I'm gonna give you some props later today. I want to hear what you think about this game, but
I'll tell you what, I think Kansas City at Buffalo.
It'll be a hell of a game, right?
And then, by the way, the trade deadline for these teams that still need, like, now I hear Buffalo's admitted that they need another wide receiver.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, probably, and everybody's looking for. They've got problems on their defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Bills try to make some moves if they're still in a good situation. The problem is New England is home playing Atlanta, right? I think it's Atlanta they're playing at home, if I'm not mistaken. So they got a great chance to open this thing up in the AFC East. They are already sitting there at 6-2.
Yeah, that game's in New England.
Yeah.
Pat's favored by 5.5.
Yeah. And they're playing great. And then, like I said, Tuesday trade deadline, 4:00. I think we're all kind of curious to see not only what the Dolphins are going to do, but
how much of an impact does this game have on that? Dolphins win? Are they like, all right, we're gonna ride it out? If they get blown out, do they say let's just fire sale? Like, does this game? The problem is like this game should not have anything to do with that. But
I don't think it will. I truly
I
don't.
think the Dolphins should be sellers regardless of what happens.
I don't think. Oh, I can tell you right now, if they win this game tonight, they're gonna. And listen, they have dug one of the biggest holes I've ever seen for a Dolphins team to start the year. This is, 1-6 to start, but he's got him aboard. It really doesn't come down to him. Doesn't come down. Mike's going to keep coaching him, and he makes it clear every time he talks. My guys aren't quitting. And Chris is not saying anything. We don't hear from Chris right now because you don't hear from GMs this time of year. You hear from the head coach. But it really comes down the guy watching the game tonight that owns it. And I don't know who he listens to. I'm sure he bounces stuff off someone. I don't know who it is for sure. I'm guessing Tom Garfinkel's gets one of his ears, gets to listen. And then, that somebody's got to make a decision because I'm guessing. Well, I'm not guessing. I know Stephen Ross knows the trade deadline's on Tuesday. What do you want to do? You want to ride it out with what we have? Or do you want to make and get some draft picks right now? We're going to lose some of these guys anyway. Some of these guys aren't going to be coming back. You want to try to trade them. And we're going to get calls. I'm guessing Chris has been real busy with calls. And I don't know. I'm guessing he talks to Mike a little bit. But right now, Mike's totally focused with this group, getting the most out of them, the most he can out of this group, and not thinking about Tuesday, even though there's 4 or 5 guys on our team that name gets brought up every time. They got top lists right now of guys most likely to get traded, and there's some Dolphin players on that list. All right, hey, we got more stuff to get to here this morning. Man, I got to tell you this Brad Marchand story. Such a, he missed the last game, and for personal stuff, and now we're finding out what a story. We'll have that if you haven't heard. We'll have all that for you coming up here and tell you all about that. And of course, got some great games coming up here, man. Big weekend, 2 huge games in the NFL, and also the Heat in San Antonio to play the undefeated Spurs. That sounds kind of weird. The undefeated Spurs right now. Hey, we got to take a break. I do want to tell you about around the clock air conditioning and plumbing. Trained and certified technicians on 135 trucks, working 7 days a week. We got crews out on Saturday and Sunday. We understand that you're going to have air conditioning problems and you're going to have plumbing problems on a weekend. So we got licensed, experienced plumbers, again, working 7 days a week. You see around the clock air conditioning and plumbing trucks everywhere, and for good reason. 37 years of experience. I always tell everybody this: you're going to get the best. They're going to come out quickly. And these people have been around. They've been trained. They know what they're doing to take care of your problems. And it should be important to you. We got a warehouse full of air conditioning units and water heaters. So the next time your water heater blows out and there's water everywhere, or your air conditioning unit comes to a complete stop and you know it's not coming back, don't worry about it. We got a warehouse right here in South Florida. And we got a warehouse full of thousands of water heaters and air conditioning units that we move. We try same-day installation. That's always a goal. Financing plans to help you out as well. Family-owned and operated and going strong. Eric, Mike, Chippy, and the boys still working after all these years and ready to make sure you have a great experience at Air Around the Clock Air Conditioning and Plumbing. 1-888-349-6922 for Air Around the Clock Air Conditioning and Plumbing. And happy Thursday to everybody out there, man. One day away from, boy, a lot of people don't like Halloween. It's funny. Some people like it, but some find it, we're just sitting around
Who
talking.
are these people? I've never met anyone that doesn't like Halloween.
People don't like the stuff. Kids all come to your door knocking on doors. A lot of people don't like that.
Crusty
If
old
you don't,
people,
if you don't have kids, you think they like that?
Oh, okay. Maybe you shouldn't live in an area that has kids then.
I mean, well, listen, you're going to have grandkids, you go through, your kids go through it. Next thing you know, your kids have kids, and now and then they get to,
they have adults only places.
The
if you don't
little
Halloween.
whippersnappers right now, I shouldn't say little because we get high school kids too. They're already setting the game plan up. They're getting that game plan together as we speak. Here's where we're going. This is what I want. And then you get the little ones go, Mom, they had good stuff. Can I go back to that house again? And then there's a group of kids, and you know who you are, little Joe Roses of the world. You wait till the very end of the night, and you go around looking for people that decide to put the rest of the candy out in front of the door, and they put this little sign that says, please just take a few pieces. Not
You
in
need
South
to put
Florida.
the sign up though. Like what's the deal with the sign?
Meaning don't take the whole thing. This
I mean it's obvious.
the last
it's
80
known.
The last 80 pieces are not for you of candy.
Yeah. Like I have to tell, like we did a couple of these things already. They've had a few like trick or treat things in the neighborhood, and they put the big, like they'll hand the bowl. Like some of these people will hand out, they'll hold the bowl, and they'll stick it right in front of my 3-year-old's face. And
Yeah.
like he doesn't know to just take one, but
We had a airline pilot down the street, and I don't know if he and his wife went to bed early and left the candy out. I was down there, and we were going around the neighborhood, and kids were cleaning them out. They were like, like take a few pieces. Hell no, I'll take. Oh, you got good candy. I'm going to take. It doesn't work out the way you think it does.
yeah. But you're prepared. You end up with extras every year.
Yeah.
Because you always bring that stuff in.
Well, after what happened 2 years ago, I could tell that some people were a little offended in the neighborhood. So It's fine. I was shocked. Man, I tell you what, how much I brought in. So, Woody, here's the pillow. Here's a pillowcase.
Yep.
Nobody showed. She said, get rid of it. We can't eat it. It's too much. So what about the Reese's and peanut butter cup? What's your favorite, man? So
I like Twix.
I was at a Chevy dealership yesterday getting maintenance on my car,
Mhm.
and they had their candy out. Of course, everybody, people come, they want to have candy for anybody stops by. And so the employees are over there, getting it. And I say, hey, man, what's a favorite? By far with that group, Reese's peanut butter cup.
Really?
Yeah. That chocolate peanut butter combination.
I'm not a huge chocolate peanut butter guy, but
Of course you wouldn't be.
well, I like peanut butter and jelly. Big fan of that, obviously, but
We're not getting peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Those.
yeah, I
when you go
realize
out.
that. You want to be the house that hands out like
I gotta
apples?
tell you, man. When I was a kid. Hey, listen. When you grow up in an agriculture area,
Oh, no, you had houses that did that?
we had apples
Oh.
and we had people giving you
That stings.
almonds and like what? I can go get those from the rancher like 5 minutes from here. So that was kind of funny. Get fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Fresh fruit. It's a chocolate night.
Jeez.
What the hell are we doing here in Marysville, California?
Halloween is a favorite holiday of the dentist.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
There you go. Gonna give out toothbrushes on.
I got to tell you though, a lot of parents are cracking down on the sugar. That ain't going on in my house, but it's going on a lot of places right now. The old cut back on sugar.
This is funny. A guy says, have a 5-year-old last year from all the kids' events before Halloween. Didn't have to buy any Halloween night. Used all of that. We have right now in my house on the kitchen counter, we have like 3 buckets just overflowing with candy because they've had Halloween events all over the city that we've gone to.
Oh, so you've already started?
Yeah, we got an early jump on it, I guess. They got signs all over the place, man. They had like what do we do? Saturday, they had something at this like strip mall where you go into all the stores. They all had candy. They're all standing out there.
Well, you were looking for it, Woody. You were out looking for the candy. You heard about it. You knew the
I
kids
was
were
not
going to
looking
get
for
candy.
candy.
Yeah,
I knew they were having an event. It was advertised.
What did you think was going to come with Halloween? Of course there's going to be
You think
candy.
I just showed up knocking on people's
Halloween
doors?
candy. Halloween candy. Halloween sour candy. Halloween chocolate with different stuff in it, like these nuts and stuff like that. You're going to get stuff in there.
They even had they had gift certificates, like or coupons or whatever, for the adults, for all the businesses. So it was nice. It's nice for everyone. Family fun.
All right. Well,
that was great. The fire department was out there. The kids got to go in a fire truck.
I think Friday night, because Friday night I expect bigger crowds out.
Yeah, I would think. Should be a big night.
Yeah, big crowds out for Friday.
But you got to
night.
get into that, man. You got to do the pre-Halloween
There's
stuff.
no the
stock
kids
up early.
Kids have to come home, and the parents go, "Hey, I want you home by a certain time." They walk them around and make sure get home, get their homework done. One more day of school.
Someone said you pass out glasses of thick milk.
No, that's not.
They know you very well here. Apparently.
They do. They do. They know my grandfather had a dairy farm. Very good. Very good. Very funny. My cousin's in town right now, and he spent his time out on that dairy farm too. So
yeah,
we had a good laugh yesterday. I had breakfast with him, and we were cracking up about all of us getting stuck out at the dairy farm. That the great grandfather and his grandfather were. He's a powerful, strong personality, and he said you had to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why are we here? We're not going to do any work. We're just here, but we had to hang around all day.
If a cow walked in here right now, would you know how to milk it?
Nope. And I watched it being done. I'd go when I was bored. I go. They had the machine set up back then, and I wanted to go back and see it. And I was like, the smell and stuff. I got to get out of here, man. It's
really,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
You still drink milk? Are you a milk guy?
Yeah, I loved it. I always loved it, but I don't like it with like they did.
Like with the
like
chunks.
my mom and dad, they never took the fat on top, and it was just there. It was nasty. With the stuff on top was like, good God, man, I got to take that out. I'd have to wipe it out. Now I drink it cold, but I had to take that shit off the top. It was just terrible. Hey, Woody,
that's one.
we got a lot of stuff.
Boy, I
man.
hope the Dolphins win tonight, just because tomorrow will be a bloodbath here.
Wow, that's great, Woody. That's the Halloween spirit, man.
Well, you're just teeing us up already here.
No, that's great. The Halloween spirit, man, and you really do hope the team loses. You really do. You hope they lose because you got that dark cloud over your head about half the time.
I will tell you, you're getting killed for selling hope again. I'm
not selling hope
for whatever it's worth, but
yeah,
you really are, but it's okay.
Well, you're the one told me you thought, bro. You told me you thought they had a chance to win tonight.
I think they have a chance.
Okay.
But, hell, the Ravens have 2 wins too, man.
For a reason.
I also thought they'd get crushed by the Falcons, so what do I know?
Lamar played in some of those games and they lost to start the year.
Yeah, so I hear.
Is that the Josh Allen game that he had that crazy finish to the game?
Yes, it was.
Oh, that's the Derrick Henry fumbled game. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that. Just came back to me, Woody, a little bit late. Hey, man, I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything. I know the problems in this team. Please don't try to think that I'm not aware and haven't seen up close what has happened last year and this year and this thing going the wrong direction. I've seen it. But I'd like to see a win, considering we still have more than half the season to go. Yeah. I'd like to know going into Buffalo next week, which is going to be another tough game. Josh Allen's, by the way, if you didn't know that, Josh Allen is next up coming to town. He'll be here next Sunday, plays the Chiefs, and then he'll get ready for the Miami Dolphins. So I get it, man. I understand. I get all the weaknesses. I see the problems. They haven't gone away, but I'd still like to see the team get a win. I would love to see them somehow get a good old team win tonight. However, and I have no idea how this thing's going to go. Hey, I would have been I'd have been, after the way they played against Cleveland, there wasn't a whole lot of people going, hey, I feel good about this game in Atlanta with that running back. And they put together this unbelievable game, and it never stopped. It was 4 quarters. But it was the first time it's happened. I get it. All right, they did it once. Can they do it twice? I don't know. But I'm not coming here today and just tell you they're going to lose. I don't know. Do you know? If you want to blow it up, you want to blow it up. I'm not going to change your mind. There's going to be a lot of changes. We won't have to worry about that.
The fear, well, that's the fear, though, is that you sit there and say there's going to be a lot of changes, and some people don't think that's the case, especially if they, mess around and win 6 or 7 or whatever.
Six wins means, just so you know, and I can do the math for you, 6-11, not going to cut it. 7-10.
Most people thought last year didn't cut it.
Not going to cut it. You can't go backwards. We had 8 wins last year. You can't go backwards another year. You can't. All right.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, that's just me talking. I haven't made
what does
Stephen
Ross have to say about it?
I haven't made a decision. By the way, there's one thing that is for sure. I've never made a decision for Stephen Ross. I've never made a decision for Mike McDaniel. And obviously, I haven't made a decision for Chris Greer. We got more stuff to get to here this morning, man. This unbelievable Brad Marchand story's on deck here, man. I've been teasing it. He missed a game, and you're going to find out why when we come back. Just a fantastic. If you already love Brad Marchand, you're going to love him even more when you hear the story and what he did while he was gone. All right. Hey, I want to talk to you about my good friend Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. He has an amazing offer. It's called Hometown Heroes Program. It's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, and military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. Give Michael a call on his cell at 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. And you can learn more about the Hometown Heroes programs. By the way, rates right now are in the 4s. We want to let you know Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage can get you your mortgage quickly. The man has no life. He's working. He'll be working on Saturday and Sunday. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. 30-plus years of experience, MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us, man? I love this story we've been teasing here for a while.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, Brad Marchand did take a leave here from the Panthers, Joe, and this shows what kind of a man he is here. As he went back to his hometown in Nova Scotia. Here, he had a friend, guy he's been friends with his entire life, whose 10-year-old daughter passed away from cancer, and just horrible. So he goes back there, and he steps in to coach the guys under 18 team up there in his hometown. Here's Brad Marchand. He did an interview up there. Here he is talking about it.
How does it feel to be here back in Nova Scotia to be able to support your longtime friend JP during this difficult time?
It's tough because we're the only reason I'm back here is because something extremely tragic has happened and a beautiful life has been lost. But my bond with JP goes back many years. We have a group of guys that are all here this evening, and we grew up together, and our lives have been across for many years. And there's no place that I'd be, other than here right now with Japes. So, obviously I'm here to support him and his family, and I think this is something that this night here, Sela would have absolutely loved, and that's why we're doing it. She loved all of us. We all had great relationships with her, and she loved being part of this organization and team with her dad. And she'd be very proud that we're all here supporting her tonight and supporting her dad. So it'd be a special memory for us.
Unbelievable. I think they raised some money. He gave a signed jersey, and auctioned it off. And wow.
Yeah, he's on the bench coaching that team. Can you imagine being one of those kids? That's pretty cool.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What a class move here, man. Jeez.
Yep. Anyway, so he'll be back for this next game.
Yep.
So Dallas is coming in town here before they hit the road. So he'll be back for that. But
boy, that guy's easy to root for.
He is, man.
Oh, man.
He is. The way he plays, number one. Yeah. But he just went through the whole thing in Boston. You get that kind of standing ovation for that long, where they're chanting your name. And by the way, you're playing against the team that he now plays for, that have been kicking Boston around here in recent years pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And they love him, man. I think he's a little surprised. I think he thought there might, how you leave it, you get traded, and you want to be traded, but you go to the wrong team, and all of a sudden, I didn't win anything here. You're a bum, but he did win. He did a lot of winning there. So that's crazy, Woody.
Yeah, I saw someone the other night was getting booed nonstop. I don't remember who it was.
Who was? Somebody did just.
Someone was getting just a heck boot out of him every time they touched the ball. It was an NBA. Was it Kevin Durant, maybe? That guy's a mercenary. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Is that who it was? Yeah, it was Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant's
played for every team in the NBA, though. So.
You know what's funny? So he's the one guy. And so the team that knocked him out of the playoffs the year before, Golden State, goes up there. Wasn't Oklahoma City up 3-1?
Yes, and he goes and joins the
Golden
team that
State
beat him,
goes on and wins the next 3 to win the series. And he joins the team that beat OKC. He goes and joins them and wins the championship with them. And by the way, I'm talking media guys, former NBA guys go, really?
Well, no one respects that championship.
Championship's a championship. Championship. He was MVP during the playoffs.
Perhaps.
Whatever.
All right.
He is easy to dislike, though, for a lot of people. Yes.
But man, Brad Marchand, give that guy a standing ovation when he makes it home here, because that's good stuff.
He might be. I'd have to ask Jamie in there. He might be their best player so far. He's off to a good start, man.
He's had a great start to the year. Either him or Lundell. I think Lundell's been really good too.
Lundell picking it up for
stepping in for Barkov.
Yeah, for old Barkey.
Lundell's been good in the faceoff circle. Number 6 in the league right now.
Look at that. You didn't even ask for that good extra stuff, Woody. You got it there.
That's beautiful.
That's what happens when you got Junior Panther in here working with us, man. Good stuff.
All right, Joe. Let's jump into some other stuff here in the NFL ratings here for our Sunday networks. They're producing record. I mean, this is a shocker, right? Record numbers here for all the Sunday people here. So you got CBS and NBC that are drawing their best audiences on record. Listen to this. NBC is averaging 24.7 million viewers per game for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
That is the largest TV audience through week 8 since the network took Sunday Night Football over in 2006. Sunday afternoon telecasts on CBS are averaging 18.6 million viewers, which is the network's best performance through 8 weeks since the NFL returned to CBS in 1998. CBS also had its most watched October since 2015, averaging 19 million viewers per game. That is up 7% from last November. Fox, meanwhile, is averaging almost 19.6 million viewers for its Sunday afternoon games, which is the network's best start to an NFL season through week 8 since 2015. They like the NFL, apparently, Joe.
So,
because what we're getting
Woody,
told here.
Yeah, it is. I just remember being a kid, and you got football cards and baseball cards and basketball cards when I was a kid, but the baseball cards were clearly number one.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, baseball. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's funny because they still call them baseball cards. Like baseball cards is the generic term, right?
Right. The original.
Like the sign on the store by me, baseball cards. I mean, it's not just baseball. Although Ohtani, anything that got Ohtani's face on it is like gold. But
yeah, it is amazing. And then what's a World Series game doing? 12 million, 13 million?
Yeah. I think they said 17 combined for the 18-inning game between Canada and the U.S.
Oh.
Didn't you say the whole of Canada is rallied around the Blue Jays? You might have been right. Anyway, Joe, our top 5 games through 2 months of the season by viewership. Any thought which teams could be involved in these?
Green Bay, Dallas. Did they play each other? They got big audience.
They did. That was the 5th game here. So you got Eagles and Chiefs in week 2. That was 33.8 million
Yeah, that's
viewers.
right. It's last year's Super Bowl. Yeah.
Cowboys, Eagles, 28.3. That's number 2. Lions and Chiefs in week 6, 27.3 million viewers. 49ers and Bucks in week 6, 26.9 million viewers.
Oh, I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
And then Packers and Cowboys in week 4, 26.9.
I don't even go by the teams. I just know there's certain teams that have huge fan bases. Huge fan bases.
And by the way, Amazon Prime Video is averaging 15.3 million viewers per game. That is up 16% over last year.
Picking up
tonight is on the Amazon thing,
that's
right?
Amazon tonight, yeah.
Right.
Amazon Prime tonight game, sure.
All right, Joe. Some big news here. We're going to leave the mainstream sports here, and they have announced that the F1 sprint race will return to the Miami Grand Prix for the 2026 weekend here, May 1st through the 3rd. The sprint race will be on the Saturday there, and I'm a big fan of the sprint race, as I know you are as well.
Hey, man, anything that's good for business. I like big events. I don't go to all of them. I like big events.
The sprint is just a race for the people with the no attention span. So
you're trying to give me you're trying to call me out.
One day we'll get you out there. One day. They spent a lot of effort getting that thing in.
I don't want to. So if I take time from F1, it'll take away from my tennis time later on. So I'll just pass on.
You're getting good at tennis. So, all right, then our final one here, Joe, for all of our boxing fans out there. Looks like we might be getting closer to a Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather rematch.
No one cares.
I mean, this is bizarre.
I'm still pissed they never fought in their prime.
So do you remember how long this really caught me? Do you remember how long ago that fight was?
Had to be, I don't know, 10 years ago?
10 years ago. That crap fight was in 2015.
By the way,
Pacquiao said he had the shoulder injury.
Way out of his prime.
Well, yeah, he had the
and then there was a time
injury,
when
apparently.
About 7 years earlier, everybody was like started, and remember both of their promoters couldn't get together on it. Two of these guys, everybody wanted, it was going to be a huge fight. They couldn't agree on it.
So Mayweather's going to be 48. Apparently, he's going to fight Mike Tyson, too, at some point.
Great.
Next year. But this thing they said could be next year. It could be a Netflix deal. Manny Pacquiao probably needs to stop taking punches to the head, though.
But what do
Doesn't
they?
he at some point?
I don't know.
I think his political career did not go well.
Is this what's going on with boxing now? That it's like guys 50.
Well, we got Jake Paul coming
Jake
to
fights
town.
all those
coming to
guys.
town in a week.
Who's he fighting again?
Gervonta Davis, I think.
Okay. You know anything about him?
I think that's Floyd Mayweather's guy. I also could be completely wrong.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Not me. Hey, Woody. Not me.
It is. I was right. Oh, Tank. Yeah, same guy. Tank Davis.
Okay.
Tank Davis. Yeah, same guy.
I'm going to tank it. Now watch. You going to
say
watch?
that now? Of course I'm going to watch. As will you. Tell me you're not going to watch. You might go. For all I know.
You're such a
I'm going to turn that thing on. I'm going to see your big fat head sitting ringside.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Be the fraud that you are.
Yeah, I am a fraud, but I'm not a fraud about
ringside
that.
wearing
No
a Jake
way.
Paul shirt.
Yeah. Jake, you're my man.
You got to admit what that
Jake,
guy's done is impressive.
Yeah, it is.
It is very impressive.
What he and his brother has done is incredible. Hey, we got to go to break. I'm tired of talking about Jake Paul. 8 o'clock hour is coming up. Kim Bokamper, the big man, Bo, is going to join us, talk about the Dolphins in this game tonight. And, man, what's going to happen in Thursday night football? Which offense going to show up for both teams? What defense is going to show up? Probably a bigger question for both teams. We'll talk to Bo about all that stuff straight ahead. But first, talk to you about two of my favorite guys. I always say just Gary and Harvey. That's all we should have to say in South Florida is Gary and Harvey. Or Harvey and Gary, whichever one you like better. Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, I'm talking about, the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys. Yeah, the same partners who handle your case from start to finish. Can you say that about all these big law firms in town here in South Florida? And you get injured and you're in pain and you're trying to make that big decision on who's going to represent you for something that you're really, really hurting and you're counting on to take care of you. And you go in there and you find out after loving their ads, just loving their TV and radio ads, only to find out you're getting a handoff. I don't know about you. I only want to see handoffs when I'm watching an NFL or a college football game or a high school football game. I don't want to see handoffs from the people that have their names on the law firm to somebody that's handling 17 cases off the side there that they just hired a couple years ago right out of law school. I don't want that. Do you? Or do you want to go with experience, 30 years of experience each? Big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. See, they think communication and compassion is important, man. And I'm telling you right now, they give you the whole package. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, partners who you can always get a hold of that will kick butt for you in your case. It's a priority. It's always a priority when you go to Conan Judah. Go to ConanJudah.com, 866-FAIR-FEE. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Home of the price seats are our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, who host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens tonight on Thursday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8:15 from Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat will be in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. Tip-off is at 8:30. The game can be heard here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Blue Jays took a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers with a 6-1 win. Game 6 will be in Toronto tomorrow night. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Number 58 from San Jose State, out of Milpitas High School, Kim Bokamper.
And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
You can't help yourself. You really can't help yourself. Big Bo joins us this morning. Bo, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing all right until that jackass played that, because I figured since I couldn't come in this morning, I would be.
Do us a favor, still do it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
You just got to put up with him. I'm sorry about that. I just can't get rid of him completely. Hey, hey, we got a game important to both teams. Both 2 wins tonight. Bo, people are asking, I'm sure you got it all week. Where did that come from? A complete game, best game they've played in a long, long time against the Atlanta Falcons. Can they do it again against this team with Lamar Jackson and his total offense? It looks like back in place.
Yeah, it's my answer would say, yeah. Why can't they? They did it. They played that way. And look, I'm not sure that guarantees a win, but you'd like to see. So Joe, my first thought when I watched that game, when that game was over last week, was this is the team we expected to see coming out of training camp, right? After the preseason games, the front 7 doing what they were doing.
Yes.
The offense running the ball and being able to get some long balls later in the game, special teams doing their thing. And so, it took them a while to get there and probably too long to get there. But I think that if you did it before, if you played that way, and look, if you come out and play this way, the one thing is, so all these guys that they've had hurt on Baltimore, they're all coming back, especially Hurts. And so how sharp is he going to be? How sharp are those other guys going to be? And if the Dolphins play the way they played last week, maybe they do take them down. But even if they don't, and they play the way they played last week, you see a glimmer of hope moving down the road. But look, this team, the chances of them getting even a wild card spot at this time is a long shot, But we'd like to see a team, I think, for the most part, in the second half of this season, play the way we expected them to, which is what they did last week.
Hey, so I got to ask you about Lamar Jackson and the guy next to him. They call him, I got to make a business decision, Derrick Henry, 250-pound running back. Do I want to tackle him once he gets going full speed or not? Or do I want to try to jump on his back or cut out his legs? Or do I want to try to hit him high and get destroyed? So you got to stop the running game first before you worry about Zay Flowers and those tight ends, right?
Yeah, yes, no doubt. And look, if you had Bijan Robinson last week, and Bijan is not the tank that you're going to see tonight. That's a whole different guy. And so you're again, Joe. For me, it's got to be one of those games. Every game you watch, people are tackling the ball now, right? They're tackling the ball, trying to punch it out of their hands and get the turnover. But a game with a guy like this, you got to concentrate on just slowing him down. You got to gang tackle. You got to get a lot of helmets around him, and you can't let him. You can't go in and try to strip the ball out of his hand while he's running 20 yards down the field and you're just hanging on to his elbow. You know what I mean? So I think this to me is more about, take the turnovers if they come, but just make sure that you don't let him, bust through, get to the third level and where he's just going to take the ball into the end zone. So, but that's the way I would, whenever we played big guys like that, the rule was always just get as many people around him at one time. And then if that defensive front did what they did last week and was able to, force those guys to have to throw the football, then we may be feeling pretty good tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Hey, you think this is going to be a high-scoring game, considering what both teams have and coming off the games they both had last week?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think both teams are going to, I don't know that they're going to get Lamar out there just kind of slinging the ball all the way down the field. He's going to run the ball a lot. And I think the Dolphins are going to play, similar to what they did last week. I thought last week they had a really good game plan on offense. I think Mike called a great game, because to me, they started out the game testing the perimeters. They're throwing those little toss sweeps out there, bouncing out and getting the perimeter going and then softening up that defense to throw the football down the field later in the game. And I think that's the game plan. You got to do the same thing, until they stop you. But I think if it's that kind of game, I think on the same side, I think Baltimore is they're going to try to pound the ball in this defense, thinking that maybe last week was an aberration and we'll go back to the way they were, for the first part of the season where everybody was running on them.
It's funny that Waddle didn't get involved 2 weeks ago. One catch for 15 yards, comes back, has almost 100. He's always got to be. We got to find ways to continue. They did a great job last week. In fairness, I ripped them the week before. I thought those guys did a great job of getting them the ball in this last game. They got to continue to do that, right? 6-7 catches, almost 100 yards.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, they got to spread the ball around. And look, one thing last week they gave Ollie some number of runs. To me, you get Ollie in there.
Oh, nice added, yeah.
A nice addition, and he's a big, powerful runner. Look, he can catch the ball. We saw him catch the ball really well in preseason. But I think to me it's the same game plan. Try to pound it up the middle, try to pound all those, and then get that secondary where they're coming up to stop the run. And then I felt like that's what opened up the passing game because early on there wasn't a lot of they weren't getting the type of chunk yards they got passing the ball. That they did, in about the third quarter. So I think the same thing. Punch them, try to run the ball as much as you can. Now you kind of got a three-headed tailback situation back there, and I like having Ollie and Devon in the backfield together.
I love that. By the way, that's a great call right there. Seeing those two back there, one guy's going in motion. You get one of the fast guys in football, HN. Going in motion out wide, and you still keep the 225-pound running back rookie behind him and next to the quarterback. I just absolutely love that. Hey, Bo, you're on the sideline during the games. Hey, the Frank Smith thing, man. We were watching him. He was animated. I had no idea every time, and I'm not taking a shot at him for a third straight day, but when I'm around him, he looks like he got no personality, and then I see him out there and he's animated and he's high-fiving guys and he's telling them, and man, that stuff's needed while you got guys on the sideline. I thought it was unbelievable I'd never seen that Frank Smith before.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of that. I was kind of down by that sideline a lot due to the technicalities in our programming there that I couldn't move very far. Stephen J. Gray, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Oh, we dogpiled him, Bo. We just dogpiled him.
So I got the opportunity to watch the Frank Smith show, and look, he came out like from the opening kickoff. Before the opening kickoff, he's over there. He's punching these offensive linemen. He's pushing this guy. He's pushing that guy. Just getting them, getting them all fired up. And then I watched him. Jonah came off the sideline, and he's almost like, excitedly. He's punching him to start beating, and you could just see the energy kind of build up there. Joe, I think, to me last week, and this may be I don't know, maybe no, but I thought the Jordan Brooks sack on the first defensive series set the tempo for that whole game. Right? He comes in, drops the guy, and gets that sack, and it was a play that just jumped right out at you, and I really felt like that, and the way Jordan played really set this defense on fire. So and hopefully that's something that they can lean on too with them. Then you get then later you get the Dotson fumble recovery, and then you get the Waddle 43-yard touchdown off of that. But so they had 10 series, Joe. They had 10 offensive series. They had 4 3-and-outs. I think they had two where they turned the ball over on downs.
Yeah.
And they had a fumble recovery. They had a turnover that turned into a 43-yard touchdown. So out of 10 series, 7 of those series were just monsters for the Dolphins.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up. If there's one guy right now that's got a chance to go to a Pro Bowl, it's clearly Jordan Brooks, who's got the most tackles, 2.5 sacks, as you just said.
Yeah.
3 tackles for loss. He's AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance last week. 3 tackles for loss. He's been unbelievable, and he's a leader out in front of those guys before the game starts. He is clearly the leader of this group, and he just seems like a real positive dude.
Yeah, he is. I've talked to him after the game sometimes, and he's always positive, and he brings a message, and so. Yeah, I think, and then you pair him up with Dotson. You got Willie Gay on the sideline, who's a really, like a firecracker. He can't even get in the game.
Yeah,
because of those guys.
Well, those two are putting up big stats right now. Number 20 and 25, Tyrell Dotson and Jordan Brooks are getting after it, man. I know some of the tackles early on have probably been too deep. 5-6 yards back, but they are making a lot of plays.
But I think also we've seen over the last few weeks that interior offensive line or defensive line is playing a little bit better every week.
Yep,
they're not getting pushed back as much. They're not creating big seams, and so I think that's all part of it, because if your linebackers, if your middle linebackers are making plays 5 yards down the field, 7 yards down the field, someone up in front of them is getting pushed around.
Yeah. Hey, Bo, before I let you go, man, and I'll see you at the game early, but Halloween, man, do you and Mary stay home for Halloween, or do you guys go out and just turn all the lights off at the house?
We stay home.
You do. You do the whole trick or treat thing then? Okay.
Well, you know what? So, we always get truck. We always have stuff there, and more times than not, there's very few kids coming around. But I think we moved a year or so ago, and now we're in a neighborhood. There's a lot of kids, and so there's a lot of Halloween decorations. So I think we're going to just sit out in our driveway and open up the garage door, sit in the garage, and with a bucket of candy and have the kids. I always like seeing the kids. I like seeing the kids come up. The ones that just pick one, like you got like the little mini like Hershey's.
Yeah.
They take one. Go, no, bro. Grab a handful, man.
Yeah. Really? They give you that look. Really? It's okay? Yeah. They look at their mom. Yeah, you can take it. Good stuff. Hey, Bo, thank you, man. I'll see you at the game tonight as the Fins and the Ravens get ready to go. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Kim Bokamper with us. Thursday night football tonight, and we'll find out, man. I know whatever side you're on this thing, and, game's going to be played, and we'll see. Some people think Lamar's going to try to run a lot tonight. Others think he's going to try to stay in the pocket, hand the ball off, and just throw the ball from the pocket. And he can. He got a lot better. Listen, his numbers in those first 4 games were nasty. I think it was 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. All right, so, hey, that's part of tonight, man. We'll find out. We'll find out together. So we'll see. And, of course, for tomorrow morning, we'll be in here on very little sleep and hopefully in a good mood. And nobody wants to see me in a bad mood. Atlantic Men's Clinic puts me in a good mood a lot. ED and Low T, goodbye. Goodbye, Low T. Goodbye, ED. Oh, yeah, man, I got my energy level back. My sex drive back, man. I had full-blown ED and Low T. I'm not proud of it, but it happens to every guy. It made me feel a little better to know that people are laughing at me. Some of the guys laughing at me a little younger they're going to have it someday too. Yeah, they're going to have it. I hope you can wait till your 60s to get it, but it happens to a lot of guys in their 40s, a lot in their 50s, energy level down. You don't know what's wrong. All of a sudden, you're just tired all the time. Then you find yourself moody. Then you're going, I seem depressed. Things that didn't used to be a big deal, I'm making into a big deal now, and all these things. And then, sex drive, hit and miss. And then one day it's not working at all. You got a little problem. That's when you go to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I did. I went down there, got the PSA test, met with their professional staff, and I mean professional staff. They're good. And then after getting all the results, put me on a program, and quickly, because everybody asked me how long before it kicks in, I need it. And I'm going, you go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, it kicks in pretty darn fast. They've got 7 locations in South Florida. I'm going down to Plantation location today. Got a brand new location in Hollywood. It is gorgeous. You'll love it. They're clean. They're professional, and you're going to have great results. Call them today, 877-455-7300. The most important appointment's the first one. Get it set up. Force yourself to go down there. Hear what they have to say. Get the testing done. You'll be glad you joined Atlantic Men's Clinic. Go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody as the National Football League kicks off tonight. Thursday night football, Dolphins and Ravens, and got some great games. By the way, the two best games for me, Woody, Steelers at the Colts. You don't think Ravens are motivated? Go Colts. And then Kansas City at Buffalo. Again, they play each other every year, by the way, sometimes twice. So, and Kansas City going to Buffalo where they're smoking hot, and Buffalo's coming off a nice win, but a little concerned about their run defense right now. So we'll see. All right, Woody, what do we got today, man?
I almost want to get your picks today because I'm scared you're just going to be in the dumps tomorrow if things don't go well. You'll be tired regardless. But anyway, let's do fantasy football first.
Appreciate the scouting report on how I'm going to be tomorrow morning.
No problem. Fantasy football reports on WQAM are sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's is known for great vodka, giving back, and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. All right, Joe, let's start it off with the running backs here as we hit week 9 in the NFL. You got Christian McCaffrey holding on to the top spot.
For good reason.
Yep.
He's having a good year and staying healthy.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor in the 2 spot there. Devon Achane comes in at 3. Bijan Robinson at 4. Jahmyr Gibbs comes in at 5. You have to go down to 7 to find Derrick Henry.
I know what you're thinking. Big night for Derrick Henry. Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, he seems to usually have pretty big nights.
Well, I can tell you, man, those guys they know the deal. They heard all about Robinson last week and how good he was, and they were able to stop him. And now it's Derrick Henry. And by the way, it doesn't stop because next week they got another really good one for the Buffalo Bills. So 3 weeks of 3 of the best running backs in the game.
All right, to the quarterbacks here, Lamar Jackson gets the top spot. Patrick Mahomes at 2, Josh Allen at 3, Herbert at 4, Daniel Jones comes in at 5, next to Drake May, who's at 6. Jackson Dart.
How about putting that name in there now, Drake May?
Jackson Dart at 10. At 22, sandwiched between C.J. Stroud and J.J. McCarthy is Tua.
Okay.
They're not loving Tua right now, Joe, apparently.
Why? Lamar was number 1, huh?
Yeah.
I guess they're going back to the first 4 games, right, where he was
perhaps
pretty damn good.
All right, the tight ends. Trey McBride gets the top spot. Arizona's got Dallas. Dallas gives up a ton of points. Tyler Warren coming in at 2. 3 is Kittle. 4 is Ferguson. 5 is Brock Bowers. Rondé Gadsden pops in there at 8, by the way.
I got to tell you, man, there is a lot of good young tight ends right now.
Yeah.
Right? You look at
you
Mason Taylor. You look at Rondé Gadsden, 2 guys that's dad's played down here. And then you look, as you said, with the Colts, he's ridiculous.
All right, let's get to our wide receivers here. This is interesting. Jackson Smith and Jigba gets the top slot here.
Really?
DeMar Chase at 2,
Damn.
Puka Nacua 3, Amon-Ra at 4, and C.D. Lamb rounds out the top 5 there.
All right.
Zay Flowers comes in at 10 tonight. Jalen Waddle at 14.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm guessing Zay Flowers happy to have his guy back again. He's had some big games with Lamar. See if they're able to get him the ball. By the way, both guys coming home, man. Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers, both Broward County guys.
And for our defenses, we go Rams 1, Chargers 2, Lions 3, Broncos 4, and Jags at 5. Ravens come in at 10. The Dolphins are not on the list.
Okay. Hey, by the way, Woody, I think the Rams. I think Rams are going to win the NFC West.
Very possible, Joe.
They got 3 teams really good. The 49ers are hanging in there. Seattle's a great story in the Northwest, but that Rams team, just the way they played in that playoff game. Their quarterback's playing as well as anybody, too. Crazy.
Seems like a good enough time here to get some of your picks on tonight, Joe. Can we get some props, perhaps?
I'd rather do props than try to
let's
figure
stick
out
with
who's going to win the game. Go ahead.
Well, we got anytime touchdowns. Derrick Henry is minus 260. Laying a lot there for the horse to get one. Devon Achane at minus 160 for the Dolphins. Anyone else you think could sneak in there?
Well, those are the top 2 guys for sure. But I'm guessing the next guy up is, for me, would be Lamar Jackson.
All right. You got pass yards here. Lamar Jackson over under 229.5.
Over.
Tua 217.5.
Over.
Zay Flowers receiving yards 66.5. That's over, right?
Over.
Jalen Waddle 62.5. It's got to go over, too, doesn't it?
I'm over. I'm
You're
over
expecting
this.
a shootout here.
Over.
I feel you. Derrick Henry 89.5 rushing yards.
Oh boy.
Problem is he can get all that on
I'm
one
gonna say,
of those late carries, right?
I know. I'm gonna say under.
Under. Okay.
I'm putting a little pressure on the D line, front seven here.
JB's taking all these down. We're gonna run this back tomorrow. See how you did. Devon Achan's at 59.5.
Over.
All right.
He's splitting carries now, though. I think they're going to do more of that too, man. He's still got a lot of games left. They don't want to just beat him up. But if there's one guy that can take it to the house or have a long run.
Anything else you're feeling here? Like a defensive touchdown, interceptions, anything else that you think?
No,
might go down
neither team's been getting a whole lot of them. So no,
okay.
We got one interception so far.
All right, so we're going to stay away from the spread here. And we'll ask you the over-under, which is currently at 51.
Over-under, 51. I'm going to go over tonight.
All right. Very good. We'll see how you did tomorrow.
I just seen, not necessarily the Dolphins, all the Ravens and Dolphins a couple years ago had the shootout, but that was Tyreek Hillish. It was a big part of that. But the Ravens don't feel like the Ravens are in a 42-38 game every week when Lamar plays. It's like 45-42 or something. Always. I guess the bigger question is not just the offenses, but which defense plays better tonight. Do we have a team that punts once or no punts at all tonight in this game? And is it the fact that this is healthy as the Ravens have been and they're a veteran team and it all just clicks tonight? Man, 1,000 things could happen. The Dolphins follow up with what they did last week. It's a lot of stuff on the
very, very tough one. Yeah, I'm staying away from that spread. 7.5 is where it's at.
7.5
right now on Hard Rock.
Was it that before he knew? Well, they kind of had an idea in Lamar.
Yeah, I think it was pretty.
Vegas did that right after last game, huh? All right, Woody. Well, listen, man, we got a lot more stuff to get to. Speaking of the Ravens, Jerry Sandusky. Now, don't get all weird. I'm just saying to everybody. I'm not talking about Jerry Sandusky from Penn State that's in prison. Talking about Jerry Sandusky, whose father was John Sandusky, our offensive line coach for a long, long time. And Jerry Sandusky, who's very famous up in Baltimore, play-by-play voice for the Ravens, is going to join us coming up at 9 o'clock. Can you imagine putting up with that all the time? Somebody hears your name. He's telling me some of the dumb stuff he's gotten from people. I think they think he got out of jail and he just oh, the Ravens said, hey, not doing anything while you're out. Come on, then, before you go back.
Texts are coming in already.
Yeah, I knew it. I had to say it, man.
I mean, that's a tough.
I've known Jerry since he's a young guy. Like in high school, before high school, I knew Jerry.
His full name is Gerald?
His father, for old Dolphin fans, was John Sandusky, a very famous offensive line coach that had some great players, and he was a hell of a coach. With Coach Shula for a long, long time. All right. Anyway, it's that guy that's going to join us, and he's been with the Ravens for a long time. Hey, you tired of the stress? You tired of the headaches, man? Are you just tired of being tired? You own your own business, and you're coming home bitching a lot? Well, listen, if you think you might be getting closer to selling your business, there's one guy to do it. There's one guy to do it. He is known as the main man, Anthony Caliendo at the Business Broker Experts, is the best business broker in Florida. Now, others are going, why does he always do that? Why does he always have to say he's the best? What's that mean? Hey, man, I'm talking about putting the whole thing together. 1-800, the main man. Speak directly to Anthony. You'll see why I say that. He doesn't just list businesses. He packages businesses to sell. Florida's booming right now. Record amount of people over the last 4 years moving to South Florida, and a lot of them are looking to buy your business or a business just like yours. They're looking for it no matter what size it is, no matter how specialized it is. It doesn't matter. And if you think you might be ready to sell and go do something else or just retire, this guy does it all, man. It's a smooth transition. He has the strongest bank relationships to take you to the closing table fast. He has great testimonials for satisfied sellers and buyers with a 5-star Google ratings. I can go on and on about him. Hey, hire an expert. Call 1-800 The Main Man today and let Anthony Caliendo, the main man, flip your biz and cash you out in a big, big way. Call 1-800 The Main Man, Anthony Caliendo.
A cold weather game, right? Low 70s.
Oh, it's great weather.
Good.
It's fantastic. We don't get a lot of that. So used to the heat and humidity. So nice evening. Nice evening for everybody, including the Ravens, actually, as well, as starts getting a little colder up in the Northeast. Man, Atlanta at night got a little chilly. Speaking of that,
You bring your jacket?
I did. I had to
Nice.
bring a little jacket there. Not going to get sick. Hey, we got some great little stories going on. I just want to bring this up. You sit back and we all watch games, and for years and years and years, as a fan, and I'm nothing more than a fan at this point too, and watch them up close and try to figure out, wow, why is this team getting it right? Why is this team not getting it right? And we've seen we've seen Coach Spoelstra put together a really good system for this group without them going out and getting a superstar or blowing the whole thing up. And they kind of told us they were going to go out and gave you an idea that, hey, we're not going to make any big splashes. We're coming back with our guys, and it's going to be about development and guys taking the next step. And we're going to be without Tyler Hero for a while. So they're off to a 3-1 start. Before last night, their highest scoring team in the NBA. Part of what head coaches do is you find a system that's going to give you the best opportunity to have success. And he put in this new system, up-tempo, getting better shots so you don't depend on half-court one-on-one, and you might get outmatched. He's got a lot of guys playing. You score at one end, we'll score faster at the other end, get better looks at it, open threes, a lot of alley-oops for dunks for Bam. I think this thing has been perfect for Bam. It's obviously not just him. Jaime Jaquez, it's been great for him. But Spo looked at what he had from last year after they went through the Jimmy Butler drama and maybe a little flavor of Terry Rozier this year, but not much because he was never going to be part of the deal anyway. He wasn't. So they took all those young guys, a lot of them they're draft picks. More than half these guys are draft picks, first-round draft picks and a second-round draft pick. And they put this thing together. And it matches up. Spo put a system to get the most out of his guys. It's just fun to sit back and watch on a team, and I don't know how it's going to end up. They could still be the play-in team that everybody predicted, but sure doesn't look like it right now, knowing that they've still got their best offensive player coming back. Then on top of that, you look at Paul Maurice, comes in after all the years, even where they scored a lot of points, and he goes, never forget, like yesterday, Paul Maurice said from the Panthers, this system you've been using is not going to work. He didn't say anybody's name. He just said that it won't work. Won't work for where you want to get. And we want to get deep into the playoffs and win a Stanley Cup, which everybody says they want to win the championship. Sounds great when you get the job. Paul Maurice put in his own system. And now guys took a while to get used to it. It didn't just happen overnight, but once they wow, this forechecking and style of play, man, this works. This works. So now guys are coming here knowing the system. They got a GM that goes out and gets guys that are perfect for the system. That every time you get it, it's like, wow, the GM went out and got a guy that he worked. Every guy comes in, works, it seems like. You got a GM, gets the right players for the head coach's system, and they play that system. They're still playing that system, even a little shorthanded right now with some guys out. And it works. So you put a system in that best fits the players you have, and the GM knows that, and he gets the players that you need, and the front office goes out and drafts the kind of guys you want. And that's why this Heat things look like it's going to get flipped around real quickly. It's been in the play-in last couple of years, Woody, for sure, even with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler in and Jimmy Butler out as injured. So they've come up short, and, we got a little spoiled. But, man, this thing is just so different and so refreshing that Spo has changed things so much. We don't have guys standing in the corner you got guys running up and downfield. You don't have a guy taking off, showing he's pouting and stuff. You got guys.
It's all Jimmy, obviously. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about guys going up and down the court
Okay.
and getting after. It was a little shot at Jimmy in there, of course.
Tonight's game, by the way, very intriguing matchup. All right, Spurs are undefeated. Wemby's playing out of his mind.
So how does Spo match up with him?
You don't.
He's got.
You don't match up with Wemby.
He's got a long guy. We got one of the longest guys. Might play extra. Khalil Ware might play extra minutes tonight or no?
I think you try to make sure the other guys don't beat you as much. But yeah, Wemby's probably gonna get his. I would think.
Hey, Ware had a big game last year when they played the
He
Spurs.
did. I know he did. That's why I brought
21 points on Wemby. So Wemby was playing that day too.
So anyway, but it's fun to sit back and watch as people get their teams turned around and you don't think they're going to be this, and then you sit back and you go, man, we don't give Spo enough we don't give him enough credit for what he's done. Hey, Mike last week looked like gloom and doom, and Mike flips this thing around with a great game plan, and finally, as Bo said, I don't know if you're buying it. I got to see it for a second game. But it looked like all of a sudden, all our young guys who've been struggling off to a slow start, a lot of them growing pains, learning to be pros and playing against good players every time you play, and veterans that know, all the tricks to the trade. So let's see if he can do it again. See if Mike can do it again with this group of guys that he has on this roster. It's just fun to kind of sit back and watch these teams in general. And I brought up the Panthers and the Heat off to a nice start after having no idea what to expect. None. Had no idea. Matter of fact, even with Tyler Hero out, I go, wow, there's 23, 24 points tonight. Tyler Hero is going to be so good in this system when he comes back and he gets his legs back and he can go again off this ankle. I just think could be a lot of fun to watch. Hey, we got to go to break. Am I short or long now? Now I'm all messed up. Did I go too long? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Your boss is in your head right now, man.
Oh man, they're killing me about the format. Oh my gosh.
And look at you listening.
I am.
That's
no, the sad part is
century.
I've been reading emails.
Yeah, what's up with this? Every once in a while you'll get into your emails.
Because I started doing the email thing.
Yeah.
People, I'm sending you an email. So now I'm checking out, see what the emails are. Yeah.
Well, we unlocked your account. You hadn't been in there many months, but still there.
I tell you, life's a lot easier when you're old if you don't have all that stuff, though. Don't get me wrong. Just go day to day and not worry about any of that stuff. And
I mean, it's better when you don't read it because then you start yelling about it. You're all upset.
Well, when people from the outside are telling you how to do something and it can't be done, and how do you tell them?
I don't know. Why don't you talk to him? We'll be here soon.
You can't, it's like, okay, sounds great, but it's not doable. And
everything's doable.
And you have to listen to all of it.
Everything's doable.
You have to listen to me every day, which is really sad. We've got a big one, and this Saturday at 12 o'clock. And man, I got to be honest, I was sweating the Louisville game a little bit. I didn't expect at a dinner to look down and see it was 7-7 with Stanford. This game on Saturday, Miami's got to get off to a great start. You can't.
Don't worry, I'm not worried about this one because I think they got
you
a
say
serious.
That. You said that before.
Yeah,
you said that against Louisville.
I did say it against Louisville. But I think they got a serious wake-up call in that game. And they also, as a team, have to know that they lose one more game and this thing will come to a crashing end here. Like, this will be Pop-Tart Bowl. No more playoff. You lose one more, you're done.
Yeah.
ACC and playoff go
All
bye-bye.
I know is you get these great wins to start with, and this ACC, and everybody rips it, and, your schedule's easy. And all I know is everybody, and by the way, it's not just there's teams against each other. Like, how does SMU lose that game last week? And couldn't score. They've been scoring a lot of points. They couldn't score. All right. Hey, man, we got more stuff to get to here. We still have more coming up. Jerry Sandusky's going to join us here at 9 o'clock. Ravens play-by-play radio voice will join us. Known Jerry for a long, long time. Lived down here, grew up down here in South Florida, where his father was an offensive line coach, John Sandusky, and a damn good one at that. Hey, I want to talk to you about Dr. Barry and the staff at Recovery Unplugged. Man, I don't know about you. I'm very honest about my past, and it wasn't always great. I've been off the road a few times. And if you're going through some tough times in your life, relationships, job, personal, family stuff that's just got you in a funk and you can't get out from not being able to answer your phone, blocking the whole world out, drinking too much. Hey, man, it's a form of mental health. And if you're going through it, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and their innovative treatments like ketamine, therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
Today's topics are sponsored by local plumbers.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Over the price, see to our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting with the Dolphins, who will host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens tonight on Thursday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8:15 from Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat, will be in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. Tip-off is at 8:30, and the game can be heard here on WQAM. And in baseball, the Blue Jays took a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers with a 6-1 win. Game 6 will be in Toronto tomorrow night. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right. A guy that I've known for a long, long time. I don't want to get back to what age it might have been, but he was a young man. Jerry Sandusky, Ravens play-by-play voice, joins us this morning. Jerry, how you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome, Joe. So good to be back in South Florida.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, I was just talking about your father and what a great coach he was, and so good for so many great offensive linemen through the years. But, hey, Jerry, got to get to this stuff. First of all, get rid of all the toys in the games. It's ping pong, video games, all gone. Lamar Jackson meant a little business coming back to get ready to start. Did that surprise you? And I always wonder, what was the reaction after the quarterback, one of the best players in the game, does that?
You know, what I really think that signals, Joe, is just that Lamar has entered that new part of his career. You know, Lamar, for the first, I would say, 6 years of his career, was a really quiet leader. I mean, he was not a guy who spoke up pretty much anywhere but the huddle and in one-on-one conversations in the locker room. He was not a vocal guy. He was not Ray Lewis by any stretch of the imagination. And then last year, he started to become more vocal. He started to demand more from his teammates in practice. And then this year, when the wheels started coming off the season very early on, I think it's a really good sign of Lamar as a leader, recognizing that, look, by getting rid of ping pong, you're not going to suddenly improve as a football team. But you set a tone of, hey, the leader is dialing in on nothing but football, put everything else aside, and follow me. And the one thing about Lamar that has been consistent in his career, Joe, is players follow him.
Yeah.
And they didn't follow him because he was such a great speaker or a vocal leader or charismatic. They followed him because he's a unicorn. The guy's got a skill set nobody's ever seen in this league before, and they love being around him. So when you have that trait married to a now vocal leader who demands more of his teammates, I think it was a really powerful combination.
Jerry, you've seen these teams up close year after year. People go, well, I'm looking at top to bottom, 53-man roster. A lot of people thought the Ravens had that. Then you get hit with the injury bug this year. But I looked at that offense. It looks like it's almost the original group of offensive players at both line and skill position. Is that what it is right now?
Yeah, it's come back, you know, as far as what the roster anticipation was. But Joe, here's the thing: I never get concerned and caught up in the conversation about 53-man roster and, you know, who's going to do what and how the season's going to go. I didn't see anybody predicting the Ravens starting at 1-5.
No,
I didn't see anybody predicting Tua was going to throw 4 touchdown passes to 4 different players last week and crush the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think it's a complete waste of time. And it's something that I learned from your old coach and my dad's old boss, Don Shula. When I was a young reporter down here in Miami, the schedule came out, and I said to Coach Shula one day, well, looks like you got a really tough back end of your schedule. and you know what he did, right? He bit my head off. He goes, how the hell do you know? All right, Jared, how do you know whose quarterback's going to get hurt, who pulls a hamstring, and who breaks down? He goes, you don't know until that week, so don't worry about anything until that week. And I never forgot that lesson after I reattached my head, because it's true.
Yeah.
It's not – your 53-man roster doesn't play our 53-man roster. The game is about which 1 or 2 guys can I create a mismatch with against you this week to win that game. That's what the whole league's about, and that's really what matters.
You guys got one that matters, and the guy they call the business decision that guys have to make, Derrick Henry at 250 pounds. By the way, Jerry, one of the greatest bodies. I mean, when you watch guys warm up and you go, he's one of those guys. You've seen him too through the years, and he's one of those top 5. I look at him and go, man, this man never stops working out to look like that, right?
Joe, it's so true. So, you know, you and I have been around pro football players our whole lives. And, you know, it's just a locker room after locker room filled with guys who are in great shape. But Derrick Henry is that guy where you actually stop and, like, stare at. I've been on an elevator ride with him, and I had to, like, look away, like, because you just have to admire a man who puts in that much work. Now, there's a couple of things in life, no matter how much money you have, you cannot delegate. And one is your health and your physical condition. That guy works like the greats, like Walter Payton used to work, like Jerry Rice used to work. Derrick Henry's the kind of guy other guys don't want to work out with because he'll kill him.
Yeah, you can just tell, man. There's no question about it. So I got to ask you, on the defensive side of the ball, you get a couple guys back, give up just 16 points to Bears, and the defense has struggled, and I know some key guys have been out, especially in the D-line. Do you feel better after what you saw last week that it can continue that way?
Yeah, I feel better for a couple of reasons. One, they've done it 2 weeks in a row. That's, you like to see trends. But the other one is the trade to get Alohi Gilman really changed this defense because it gave the Ravens a chance to use a 3-safety set. Before Alohi Gilman arrives, because one of their third safety was injured, Darius Washington, they had to take Kyle Hamilton. They had to always use him as a deep safety in center field. And he's good at that, but he's great when you can move them all around. Yeah. With Alohi Gilman arriving, now the defensive coordinator, Zach Orr, he can put Kyle Hamilton on the edge. He can put him on the nickel. He can show him on the line and drop him into coverage. He can use him any which way. And the quarterback has to come to the line and figure out where is Kyle Hamilton. It becomes a distraction. And then the other thing he does is, because the Ravens don't have great edge pass rush, he really becomes their best pass rush threat. I would equate him with your guy, Jalen Phillips. I think Jalen Phillips is a great natural athlete, edge pass rusher. In terms of like what he can do, you take a safety and he becomes kind of our Jalen Phillips when and if you need him. And when you don't need him there, he's back at safety. So to me, he has helped change the defense because of the arrival of Alohi Gilman.
The other guy's kind of key, and he's the first 300-pound fullback I've ever seen. So he's original. I've seen some more this year, but Patrick Ricard being back, how much does that help well, I've seen him actually catch the ball too, but as a lead blocker for what they do in the running game?
He helps immensely in ways that are hard to think about at first. So you talked about the business decision of tackling Derrick Henry. How about the business decision of the 300-pound guy who's going to block you first and then tackle the 250-pound Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
And if you do that 25 times, by the fourth quarter, you start to bring the quit out in the opponent. And I don't mean that critically. Who wouldn't? It gives you the ability to wear defenses out, and not just defensive backs. I'm talking linebackers, linemen. He pancakes guys over and over. And so it enables the Ravens to reduce the game back down to what they like to do, and that is make it a physically dominant game. And then when you're fatigued, you unleash the athleticism. It's a lot harder to keep up with Lamar at that point.
Hey, Jerry, speaking of Lamar, I was just curious. They talk about this hamstring. It's been a month, the 3 games he's missed plus the bye week. So you expect him to take off a big part. I call him the greatest running quarterback I've ever seen, and then the greatest in the history. His numbers, I don't think, would lie about that. I'm not saying he's the fastest, but I just think he's the greatest runner I've ever seen, and the league is now full of a whole bunch of guys that can run a lot better than the league used to see as a group. But is he healthy enough to take off and run at this point, or you expect him to stay in the pocket mostly?
I really don't know. I think we're all wondering that. Yeah. I think he's wondering it as well, because Lamar revealed this week, he, in his entire football career, going back to Little League up in Pompano, has never had a hamstring injury.
Wow.
Joe, you and I were never as explosive as Lamar Jackson, but we both had hamstring injuries. And the one thing with hamstring injuries is you never know if it's fully healed until you hit that gear. And until Lamar gets into a game and has to get around Jalen Phillips and, has to get around somebody who's like in the open field, nobody knows if it's fully healed. So I think it's one of those things that, to me, is one of the biggest things we're looking for in this game.
Hey, one of the first-round picks that you guys had that I just love is the South Florida guy, Zay Flowers, a couple years ago, first-round pick out of University School down here. How's he played so far, considering he's had 3 different quarterbacks? Yeah,
he's been their consistent, explosive playmaker at wide receiver. This will give you a perspective on how important Zay Flowers is. The Ravens are in their 30th year as a franchise. He is the first receiver they have ever drafted who made the Pro Bowl.
Wow. That's
how
that's a
important
crazy
he is
number.
to the team.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that one. Hey, we ever gonna get you back here in South Florida, man? You still got to be you've still got to have some of that humidity left in you year round. You and your wife.
I got off the plane last night. That's what I was thinking about. And Joe, I'm telling you, we're so close because my daughter Katie lived in Fort Lauderdale until about a year and a half ago. And so Leanne and I were thinking, we'll eventually retire back down here and be close to our daughter.
Yeah.
Well, she met a guy and fell in love and just had twins out in San Diego. So I don't know where I'm going now.
Oh, I got to tell you, that's not a bad place now if you have to go. I mean, obviously, number one, great Mexican food, but that weather is fantastic. Yeah, that's
and a lot less humidity.
Yeah, you had to bring that up too. Oh gosh, there's no question about it. Hey, Jerry, man, it's great talking to you. I can't wait to get a chance to shoot the breeze with you tonight when we get to the game, man. Thank you so much.
You got it, Joe. Can't wait to see you, Jimmy, and Kim tonight.
Yeah. Oh, they're still knuckleheads. Don't worry. They haven't changed. They're very immature. The whole group of them, very immature. Thank you.
I'd be disappointed if they had changed.
All right.
See you, brother.
Thank you, man. Jerry Sandusky, Ravens play-by-play voice, joining us this morning. Talk a little bit about his team as they try to get a little closer to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who've got their hands full this week at Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Big game for them, too. All right. Hey, hurricane season. Speaking of that, man, boy, to all our friends in Jamaica and the Bahamas and Cuba, oh, my God, everywhere. All the islands getting hit right now with that big, bad, nasty-looking hurricane out there. All I can tell you is on behalf of Chev at Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing, the CEO, hey, man, he'd like to protect your home. He would from a leaky roof. He'd like to replace your old roof now, and you can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty, plus thousands of 5-star reviews. You can save on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Hey, man, they got great programs to help you out if it's about money and not getting it done. There's only one thing you can really, that you can do, and that's protect your home with the best products, and Loctite's got them for you. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff. I love that staff, man. They'll answer all your questions, get you all set up, and let the professionals come out. Very competitive prices covering all of South Florida. Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Well, we're going to find out who's ready and who's not tonight. Dolphins and Ravens sitting here about the halfway point with 2 wins each. Trying to figure out, Dolphins just played their best game, and I can't remember how long it's been since the way they just played that game in Atlanta. I mean, it was dominant from start to finish in every part of the game. And Lamar Jackson now coming back, his team at 2-5. And by the way, they win this game, and all of a sudden the Steelers lose it at the Colts. That thing gets a hell of a lot tighter with head-to-head matchups still to come. So a little better situation than what the Dolphins are looking at. But right now, man, they're just got to win the next game. And can they put 2 good games together? You've got 2 defenses. I mean, they look like they're both better after last week. Are they going to be better this week? I mean, are they going to play the same way? Can the Dolphins stop the run? Can the Ravens play like they did last week, where they gave up 16 points to the Bears, getting some plays? They got some key guys back playing, as Jerry Sandusky just said, with 3 safeties. And they got some talented guys, man. They got a couple of first-round picks back there that are really good players. So that's why I'm going to play this game. That's going to be fun. And, of course, Lamar being back. Can he run? Will he run a lot? I know he can run. I've seen it up. Look, he had a 70-yard run against us a couple years ago. We couldn't catch him. He did a little fake, and he was off to the races, and he can throw it. So it should be fun and see what happens tonight on both sides. So many great matchups, and see who's going to dominate. Can the run defense have trouble tonight against the Ravens offense with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry standing there next to each other, and they got Patrick Ricard back here, and so yeah.
If you had to pick, which direction would you go in? You don't have to mess with point spreads or anything like that. Just if you had to pick, you think the Dolphins upset these guys at home tonight?
Well, they can, but yeah, look there's a reason they're favored, that the Ravens are favored. I see why.
So you think the Ravens win this game?
The Ravens got a really good, this offense can beat you a lot of different ways. Where the Ravens have killed us through the years, Isaiah Likely, how about that one? He's sitting there with 5 catches on the year. He had 5 catches and like a half against us in one of those games.
You realize how stunning it would be? Get blown out by the Browns and beat the Falcons and Ravens in consecutive weeks?
Yeah, it'd be
over the course of like 10 days.
Well, it'd be it would be good for their confidence coming into the team that comes to town next week, because that guy, since Josh Allen has taken over quarterback, we have not had success. We've had 0 success up there.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a little bit
limited
down here. Very limited action here. Yeah, so
you do think the Ravens win this football game, though?
I think if everything stays the same, it's going to be a tough one to win, yes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do everything right, and starting with the run defense, playing like they did last week. And
I'm with you, by the way. It's very hard to pick the Dolphins. They've had, one good game all year? They played one good game?
They have one good game, yes, where they said we just flat out beat them up, and that was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, the Ravens are looking, and without Lamar being able to get a 30-16 win against the Bears last week, that's a good win for them. Now Lamar Jackson comes back, who's one of the 3 or 4 best players, definitely one of the top players in the league, and one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Hell, he's 1-2. I almost said a bad word. He's already got 2 MVPs, and he is. I said it all the time. You can look at his numbers. Their running backs would love to have his numbers in their career, and Lamar has them every year with that system. And by the way, give John Harbaugh a lot of credit. I always say this about the Ravens. They went from Joe Flacco and winning a Super Bowl with that style, and Joe had a big, strong arm, but Joe can't run. And they draft Lamar and have a system ready to go for Lamar. They allowed him to develop his passing game, which, by the way, he's really good. And he's got a strong arm. Lamar's always, one thing people don't realize, Lamar's always had a really good arm, really, really good arm, but he's just so athletic. I mean, my God, everything looks good. You got everything covered. You feel good. You're getting a good rush, and he runs for 20 yards. He and that guy next week. they take off and go.
Angry Dolphin fans or whatever fans there on this text here. What are we listening to? They're 2-6 and beat the lowly Falcons that didn't show up.
All right.
Yep.
So what? So you're gonna say,
"Hey man, look, you could. I'm
there.
sure you'll have a chance to have your victory lap when they lose tonight, and you come in tomorrow and be all excited."
Well, then don't watch the game tonight. Don't watch
Well,
if
hate
you've already
watching,
made up your
right?
mind. I mean, hate. Oh, that's right. Hate watching is popular. Hey man,
it's tough to watch a game and root for your team to lose. That is tough.
They have dug a hole for themselves that they are responsible for, nobody else. Fans, and I get it. And fans have just our fan base has never been more pissed off than they are right now. The years of not winning a playoff game, this thing going the wrong direction since Mike got here, and it looked so good the first year. I've said it more than once. When that first year with Tyreek and the group, I said this is the best team we've had in 20 years. And it got a little injured at the end of the year, and it didn't do anything except losing the first round of the playoffs. So, and now you come back with this, and you went with young guys, which is fine. A lot of teams are playing young guys, but, you put yourself you dug a hole, man. You've dug a big hole. You got a lot of games left, but, hell, you could have a great second half and have a losing record. You could have a great second half of the year and realistically have a losing record. So that's the kind of hole. You can't go 1-6 to start. You can't have 2-3 game losing streaks and go, oh boy. So I understand frustration when fans tell me, I'm delusional. Hey, man, I just hope, like last week, they can put together a really good game and find a way to win. Mike dial up another. I don't know what Mike can do after last week because he did a lot of different things, played a lot of 2 running backs, played an extra offensive lineman, 15 snaps for a run skill last week. He did a lot of different things, got Waddle the ball again. Achane and Gordon together did a lot of great things. Can you do that? Can you do that? So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I do. I don't see this as a 21-17 game at all. All right. Hey, listen, we got more coming up here. Kim Bokamper is going to join us. We'll hear what Big Bo has to say down there on the sideline where he was last week as our sideline reporter, as well as all the CBS interviews that he does. Hey, Truck Month, man, it's time to stop by your South Florida Chevy dealers. We got some great deals on the best darn trucks in the business, man, like a durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine and impressive torque to the Silverado 1500, always ready, steady, and strong. Boy, it's got everything. That advanced technology needed for the workday workhorse and the weekend warrior. How about a Silverado HD? Boy, you can feel confident with that bad boy. Legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, whether it's a midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty truck that you need for every day. Some of you work not only 5 days, but 6 and 7 days a week. That's how you make a living. You need a truck to work like you do. See your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
This Hurricanes